All right, Joe Angel back at Tropicana Field. Well, after the victory on opening day here at Tampa Bay, the ball game last night, game 2, the Orioles had some real good things happen. Of course, Chris Davis, for the second consecutive game, hit a 3-run home run. And there was some great clutch hitting by the ball club late in the ball game. Davis, big single to make it 4-0 in the 6th inning. And then later, McLeod, a single in the 7th inning. It put the Orioles ahead. Matt Wieters, a big single with 2 outs to make it a 1-run game in the 8th inning. And eventually, Brian Roberts with that big double in the 9th to tie the game. So as Buck Showalter said, in that game last night, some good things did occur.
Some good things happened. We'll dwell on those. Weigh in presented himself well. Chris
did not make a start.
Hernandez delivers a call strike on the inside corner to get the game started. So Nate last night 1 for 4 and that 1 RBI. And now the right-hander again delivers, and McLeod takes a little breaking ball, maybe a changeup, down and away for a ball. Even up at 1-1. They got Longoria very shallow at third base. Escobar and Roberts up the middle. Ryan Roberts out there at second base. There's a foul ball back just to our left. They got James Loney, the former Dodger, at first base. The veteran Jose Molina doing the catching. Matt Joyce, last night's hero, with that bunt and a blast. He's in left. Jennings in center, and Zobrist in right field. Zobrist having an outstanding series, first couple of games here. And now the 1-2. McLeod takes a called strike 3. One thing about Roberto Hernandez, he does have real good stuff. He's got a nasty split. He's got a hard sinker. And more often than not, he's going to get you to hit the ball on the ground.
I remember, about 6 seasons ago, he won 19 games as a member of the Cleveland Indians. Since then, he has fallen on some rough times, but he can win some ball games at the big league level.
Now here's Manny Machado, right-hander against right-hander, as Roberto Hernandez delivers a called strike. Indeed, at one time he was known as Fausto Carmona until he got caught before the season last year. He was arrested in the Dominican Republic, a false identity arrest in the Dominican Republic. As Machado takes this one just off the top of the dirt, and his visa was denied. So finally, when he did get back to the States and back to the major leagues, he did not pitch last year until the month of August. Here comes the 1-1 delivery. And this one is low and outside for a ball.
And that arrest was so disturbing, he aged 3 years. And that was one of the reasons why the Cleveland Indians kind of cut his salary back. They thought they had signed a much younger player. He is right now 32 years of age and not the 29 that he had represented himself to be.
Yeah, he missed out on 3 birthday parties. Well, Chopper hit to third base. Right there's Longoria. He guns across from the edge of the infield turf. And Machado is retired by his counterpart. 2 gone, and now here's Nick Markakis. Interesting thing about when he was Fausto Carmona with the Indians several years ago, he had a teammate with the Indians whose name was Ramon Hernandez. No, Roberto Hernandez. Roberto Hernandez was his teammate's name. As Markakis takes a fastball low and inside for a ball. So he had a teammate with the Indians who was using Fausto's real name.
When it was actually his real name.
Yeah, exactly. I remember talking to Fausto one day, and he told me that every time he looked at Roberto Hernandez with the Indians, he reminded him of himself.
Oh, yeah.
In a way. And now I know what he meant. As Markakis takes a call strike. And they can't even up at 1-1. I tell you what, though, he's a big fella. He's a very big, very strong. He's got that nasty sinker. And when he won 19 games in 2007, that year he came in 4th in the Cy Young race in the American League. The award that year was won by his teammate, C.C. Sabathia. Ground ball swept out to second base. There's Ryan Roberts. He'll go to first base to get the out. And Roberto Fausto Carmona Hernandez is off to a 1-2-3 start. But in name only. As we head to the bottom of the first, here come the Rays now. 0-0 on the Orioles Radio Network. Okay, back at the Trop, and here we go. Bottom of the first inning. Now the Rays up there against right-hander Miguel Gonzalez. It'll be Desmond Jennings and then Matt Joyce. And then Ben Zobrist. Well, I said Matt Joyce's name and I got nervous. Man, alive. I didn't like that guy last night. So here's Jennings to get the Rays game offensively started. Miguel Gonzalez, Miguelito, El Mexicano. He delivers a little breaking ball alone outside for ball one. Manny Machado, J.J. Hardy, Brian Roberts, Chris Davis, third to first. Matt Wieters again back of the plate. McLouth, Jones, and Markakis in the outfield left to right. Next pitch, low and outside, ball 2, 2-0. Yeah, Miguel Gonzalez, his season's debut last year, of course, for the Orioles, just a very pleasant surprise. Here comes the 2-0 delivery. Fastball hit to deep left, but he pulled it well foul. Well, no doubt about the distance. That time Jennings, on the count 2-0, he is sitting on a fastball. He got the fastball, but he was too quick. So now 2-1.
Miguel Gonzalez down that August and September, outstanding for the Orioles as they made their way to the postseason.
2-1 fastball is low and outside, ball 3, 3-1.
Won his last 3 regular season starts, pitched very well in the postseason for the Orioles, and what a find. Pitching in Mexico, and the Orioles signed him.
Well, he made 15 starts. There's a little breaking ball, just a tad low. So Miguel has walked the leadoff hitter. And Jennings, who's having an outstanding series, he's had 4 hits in the series. On opening day, he scored twice. Last night, he scored a run. And he's on base again.
Yeah, as he promised to do this year, showing a lot more patience as a hitter. Not going after the pitcher's pitch, but waiting for what he wants to go after. And that time, he didn't find it. After hitting that long foul, he gets the free pass.
And now here's Matt Joyce. We mentioned Matt Joyce last night. He was the culprit. The left-hand hitter. Gonzalez delivers. Joyce takes inside, ball 1. Joyce last night when the game started, he was on the bench. And then in the middle of the game, he came up as a pinch hitter and bunted against that severe infield shift. And with that bunt single, started a 3-run rally. And, of course, later on his next at-bat, we all know what happened there. And there's that Miguel Gonzalez split changeup that Joyce chases, goes right through it. And for Miguel, that's his weapon. The count to Joyce, even up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
And with that bunt base hit, equaled the number of bunt hits he had the entire 2012 season.
And with a home run he hit to win the ball game, his only ever career game-ending base hit. Whether it be a single, a home run, double, whatever. He had never done that before, and he did it last night.
Yeah, he said it was a special moment because he grew up in Tampa, which is just over the bridge here from St. Petersburg, so a hometown guy winning for the hometown team.
1-1 to Matt Joyce. 0-0, bottom of the first inning. Miguel Gonzalez from the belt. Look at first and delivers. And that's a good pitch there. Called strike, caught the knees on the outside corner. Looked like an off-speed pitch, maybe a little fastball. It says 91, but it didn't look all that straight to me. Well, regardless, he is ahead of Matt Joyce in 1 ball and 2 strikes. Last night we saw Wei-Yin Chen get 3 double play balls in the first 3 innings. Gonzalez sets again. And the pitch. Fastball up and in for the count 2-2 now. Well, Gonzalez made 15 starts last year. By the end of the season, he had won 9 games. He threw just over 105 innings and allowed just 92 hits in just over 105 innings. Outstanding there. He also had a pretty good strikeout to walk ratio. And now the right-hander again will go to first base. And again, too late, as Jennings, who is a very good base stealer, is back in there standing.
Well, the shift the Orioles now have on for Matt Joyce, not the normal where you see the infielder in shallow right field, but they have 2 infielders on the left side really close to that bag at second base where the third baseman is in that shortstop spot.
We count 2-2. Gonzalez again from the belt. This time he comes home, and there's a cue shot back toward Gonzalez. Miguel will have to go to first. Got to hustle. He does, and he got him. And on the play, Jennings winds up at second base. So that swinging bunt, as it turns out, has the effect of a sacrifice. And now the Rays have a runner at second base with only 1 out. When I talked about Miguel Gonzalez, what was interesting about Miguel last year was the fact that he was a better road pitcher than he was a pitcher at Camden Yards. Last year, away from Camden Yards, he was 6-2 with a 278. At Camden Yards, he was 3-2, still a winning record, but he had a 433 earned run average. And now Zobrist takes a breaking ball that bounces in after a check swing. Ball one.
He seemed to give up that long ball at Camden Yards more so than on the road, and that would come back to bite him at times.
Well, he gave up most of his home runs earlier in the season. The second half of the season, he did a much better job of keeping the ball in the ballpark. He did give up 13 home runs last year, but 12 solos. So generally, the bases were empty when he did give up a home run. And now the 1-0 delivery. This one bounces in for the count 2-0. And Miguel is struggling early in this game with his command.
And that's the very important part of his game, to paint the corners with his good fastball and then set up that splitter that he can throw to strike up a guy out.
Of course, now this guy, Ben Zobrist, in the series has been a very tough out. 4 hits, 7 at-bats, 1 home run, and he's knocked in 4 runs in the first 2 games. And there's a called strike. So on 2-0, Miguel went to his strength. He threw that split change that he throws on 2-0 and picked up a strike. Zobrist did not offer at it. They're now 2-1. Jennings off the bag at second base. Gonzalez will check Jennings. And now delivers 2-1. Line drive, and he pulled it. Right field corner. It's a foul ball. By maybe 18 inches, a foul ball. That ball went right over the bag at first base and over the head of Chris Davis, but it hooked just foul.
Well, that time he tried the fastball to get it by Ben Zobrist. Zobrist with that quick bat, and too quick, thankfully.
Well, he said Zobrist right now is seeing the ball well. He is a tough out right now. He, by the way, against Miguel Gonzalez last year was 0 for 7. Now the count 2-2. Gonzalez again from the belt and delivers. Fastball hit hard, third base. Machado will chase the runner. He got him, and then on to first, and he got the double play. Yeah, he tagged him at third base. So he got the disjointed double play. Machado gloved it. Jennings tried to go to third base. Machado made a lunging tag and then got the ball to Davis to get that 5 unassisted to 3 double play. Nicely done. So at the end of 1, it's a 0-0 game in St. Pete on the Orioles Radio Network. Well, fans, a reminder, the day after the Orioles win, and if they score 5 runs or more, well, Papa John's is again offering you 50% off the regular menu price when ordering online. And what you do is enter promo code Orioles5 on papajohns.com. Last night would have been a good example, because they did score 7 runs, but they lost. So this only applies after they win and score at least 5 runs.
After the 7-4 opening day win, yesterday was the day the folks could enjoy those Papa John pizzas.
Exactly. All right, here's Mr. Jones to get things started. Inning number 2, 0-0 ball game. Roberto Hernandez, he delivers a fastball for a called strike. Adam Jones, and then Chris Davis, and then Matt Wieters against his Tampa Bay right-hander. That's it. Hernandez now at the age of 32. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, and Jones takes a little bit low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. And for Hernandez, it was last year a very forgettable kind of a season. And we talked about his visa problems. And we talked about the false identity arrest last year. Jones lines it gently into right, and that's a base hit. Adam Jones is now 5 for 10 in the series. So he's off to a sizzling start.
It sounded like he may have broken the bat getting that base hit, but he'll take it.
Well, that bat dies a hero. And now here's Chris Davis. Talk about getting off to a great start. How about Chris Davis? He has connected for a 3-run home run in each of his first 2 games. And going back to last year, he has now homered in 8 of his last 9 games. And a total of 9 home runs in those 9 games, going back to the regular season last year. So here's Davis, who has gone 5 for 9 in the series with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Fastball is up and away for ball 1.
And those numbers have made history for Chris Davis. He is the first Oriole ever to have 3 or more RBI in each of the first 2 games of a season. And boy, the Orioles have had some pretty good players play that game of baseball for him, and Chris is the first guy to do that.
Davis, I'd go the count of 1 ball and no strikes. But again, about Roberto Hernandez, last year he did pitch for the Indians. There's a swing and a foul ball back. Did not pitch until August after all those visa problems. And he came back and he never won a game. He was, by the end of the season, he was 0-3 with that Indians ball club. And then his season ended prematurely last year when he suffered a sprained ankle. So that's a year to forget, whether it be Roberto Hernandez or Fausto Carmona or whatever. Here comes the pitch. And Davis swings and gets a piece of it, and he fouled it back.
And, of course, Tampa Bay looking for a guy, big, strong right-hander who can give them innings, went out and paid $3.25 million on a contract to get Roberto Hernandez to come here, plus some bonus money if he meets certain standards. And they expect him, even though he's the number 5 listed starter, to give him a lot of innings this year.
Well, he and Jeff Neiman were battling for the last starting slot. And because he's the kind of guy that can give you 6, 7, 8 innings, that's why he won the job. So the first too late as Adam Jones dives back in safely. 0-0, top 2 at the Trop. But Chris Davis, much as he's got 7 RBIs already after 2 games, last year it took him 17 games to drive in 7 runs. So I think it's safe to say that he's ahead of pace. And of course, last year he led the club in home runs and RBIs. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Fastball runs inside. Davis kind of turned away from it and got the call. Although I think Hernandez thought he picked out the inside corner with that hard 2-seamer. So 2-2 now to Chris Davis. Of course, now here this afternoon, Hernandez facing the Orioles for the first time since April of 2011. So it's been a while. Davis now backs away briefly. The count 2 balls and 2 strikes. 0-0, top 2. Davis back in. Hernandez takes a look. Jones off the bag at first. Infield against Davis. Around to the right. The outfield just a bit to the left. Here comes the pitch. Davis, fly ball. Deep right center. My goodness. Did he do it again? Yes, he did. A 2-run bomb into the seats in right center. Adam Jones is going to score ahead of Davis. It is now 2-0 Baltimore. Davis has homered in 3 consecutive games to get his season started. Not bad.
My goodness. And that was a pitch. Looked like Chris went down for it to show his strength, made contact, and then shot that one out almost toward that pool out there that has the rays swimming around.
Well, he got that 2-seamer, but it didn't sink enough. And that thing started to dip away from Davis, but he reached out. And even though it was off the outside corner, Weeder's a big swing and a miss here. Even though that sinker was over the outside edge, somehow he was quick enough, and he pulled that ball and drilled it into the seats in right center. My goodness.
And his strength continues to amaze.
Now the 0-1 to Weeders is low and outside for a ball. Goodness gracious. And of course, Davis, it just seems like he always hits a home run against Tampa Bay. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Weeders. And at the knees, that's a called strike.
That's at his 7th home run in his last dozen games against Tampa Bay.
Of course, yesterday, Chris Davis, 4 hits in that game, which equaled a career best. Weeders takes inside. It was the 4th time that Davis has gotten 4 hits in a ball game. It was interesting. The last 2 have come against Tampa Bay. The previous one as a member of the Texas Rangers for Chris Davis. So, yeah, he and Matt Weeders both like this Tampa Bay pitching staff. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, and Weeder swing and a miss, and struck him out. So Hernandez picks up his second strikeout here this afternoon. And now with one away, we'll take our first look in this game at J.J. Hardy. Here it is, Game 3 in the regular season, and Chris Davis, with his third home run, has now tied Michael Morse of that Seattle ball club for the lead in home runs. There's a fly ball toward medium deep right field. There's Ben Zobrist. He'll make the catch, and Hardy is gone on one pitch. 2 gone. And now Ryan Flaherty will make his season's offensive debut.
Well, Ryan Flaherty had a good spring for the Orioles. Buck Showalter allowed him to go to many positions down in Sarasota and the other visits that the Orioles paid to spring training ballparks, and did a very credible job.
Indeed. Here's Flaherty with 2 outs and no one on. Roberto Hernandez delivers. Flaherty takes low and outside for a ball.
And of course, there was some concern, at least in Ryan's mind, that he would not make this ball club, might be down at Norfolk, but then the injury to Wilson Betemit, and that kind of secured him to be an opening day Oriole.
1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. Swung on, fouled away. I'm just thinking about Chris Davis. I don't know, Fred. I think Davis is falling into a slump. I mean, that was a 2-run homer.
Oh, yeah, it's usually 3 runs.
Yeah, the other 2 were 3-run homers.
Yeah.
So what gives here? What's going on here? Oh, I know. Somebody else should have been on base. Here's the pitch. Flaherty takes low and inside for a ball.
Chris did his part. The other guys didn't do theirs.
I guess you could look at it that way.
Yeah, I see.
But the least that Davis could have done was wait until there were 2 men on base.
Boy, we're getting greedy, aren't we?
Yes, we are. There comes the 2-1 pitch. Little breaking ball, missing inside, ball 3, 3-1. Well, there was some speculation on the part of some baseball people and some fans that maybe Flaherty should have pinch hit for Manny Machado last night in that key situation. But I disagree. 3-1 pitch, hit hard but foul outside the bag at first base. I mean, pinch hitting for Manny Machado, who is going to be your future, either at third or at shortstop. He's going to be one of the truly outstanding Oriole players. You don't want to be pinch hitting for him in Game 2 of the regular season. I mean, what kind of message does that send to a 20-year-old? Flaherty takes a call, strike 3. Side retired. But Chris Davis does it again. This time a 2-run home run. So we head to the bottom of the second. 2-0 Baltimore on the Orioles Radio Network. Fans, you've known for a lot of years now that StubHub is a great place to find the seats you want to see the Orioles live. Well, now they've added StubHub fan rewards, so you can earn a little extra with your tickets, like seat upgrades. So by all means, head to StubHub and get your Orioles tickets, and do it today, if not sooner. Here's Evan Longoria to lead off. Bottom of inning number 2. Right-hander Miguel Gonzalez. He delivers. Longoria, big swing and a miss. Fastball there at 91 goes right past Longoria for strike 1. Longoria, then Duncan, and then Escobar against Miguel Gonzalez. Orioles ahead 2-0. And now the 0-1 offering is a fastball for a called strike. That time got the same pitch, but that time Longoria let that thing go by for the count 0-2. Longoria in the first 2 games, 3 hits and 8 at-bats without an RBI. And the pitch. Longoria takes low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now Miguel Gonzalez against Tampa Bay last year made 4 starts. His record against the Rays 1-1, and he wound up with a 368. Longoria, big swing and a miss. Strike came out, and he got him on a fastball that was down just off the dirt. And Longoria tried that uppercut swing and never found the ball. So Gonzalez registers his first strikeout. He gets Longoria, a great hitter, and he got him to chase a bad ball.
Well, here at Tropicana Field, 1-0 in 2 starts against the Rays, and he has pitched exceptional baseball here under this dome.
13 1/3 scoreless innings against Tampa Bay in this ballpark. So He likes it here. There's Shelly Duncan. Here comes the pitch. There's a big swing and a miss there. And that was a breaking ball that he started the at-bat with there. Of course, Duncan, for the Rays last night, among the heroes, when he connected for that 3-run home run in the bottom of the 6th inning that tied the game. And he hit that home run against Luis Ayala. Here comes the 0-1 pitch and grounded foul alongside that third base dugout. Well, the count 0-2. And as mighty Casey Willett put it before the game today, about Luis Ayala, he's got to feel bad. He got beat by a guy named Shelley. But this guy's big and strong.
Yes,
Shelly Duncan. He is very strong. There's the 0-2. There's a swing and a foul straight back. But it stays at 0-2.
And despite that strength and the fact that he'll hit the occasional home run, has never really been a regular at the big league level with the Cleveland Indians for several seasons, going up and down between their minor league system.
Well, this guy in spring training, at the end of spring training, he was told that he was being sent down. Here comes the 0-2 to Duncan. Fouled again, right back to the backstop. So, right at the end of spring training, he and his wife were getting into an automobile and getting all set to drive to AAA. The only problem was they had to wait for the dog. The dog was being groomed somewhere, and they did not open up until a certain time in the morning. So they had to wait. There's a swing and a miss, and struck him out. So Duncan becomes Gonzalez's second strikeout victim here this afternoon. And because they had to wait for the dog, they were kind of hanging around. And it was during that time the Rays decided to put Luke Scott on the 15-day disabled list. And so they got a hold of Shelly Duncan, who was still there. And all he had to do was kind of make a U-turn. And here he is. And last night did that big 3-run home run.
Too bad he didn't continue on his way after last night.
That would have been a good idea. Yeah. So now with 2 outs, here's Yunel Escobar. Orioles ahead 2-0. And Gonzalez missing up and away for ball 1. Escobar 1 for 8 in the first 2 games here. Machado at third base, and right now even with the bag. Escobar takes a ball that bounces in for the count 2-0. Yeah, middle of the infield backed up. Chris Davis, Wallen back of the bag at first. Escobar, right-hand hitter. The count 2-0. Miguel Gonzalez, Miguelito, he delivers. And he missed low and inside, ball 3-0. Escobar, of course, Blue Jays last year made 140 starts with Toronto at shortstop. And now the 3-0 delivery. Fastball. He walked him on 4 pitches. How about that? And that's something you don't see Miguel Gonzalez do very often.
Well, that command that he is able to bring to the mound is what keeps him out of that walk situation. But there was pretty good at bat by Escobar and not the good command by Miguel.
That's the second walk he has given up in this game. Remember, he walked the leadoff hitter back in the first inning. But then later in that inning, got that disjointed double play off the bat of Ben Zobrist. Now the ball hit to Manny Machado at third base. So now he'll go to work on the lefty, James Loney. This guy's got pretty good power. He's gone 1 for 3 in the series. Pitch on the way to Loney. He is low and inside. So now Miguel has missed on 5 consecutive pitches. There's ball 1.
And Loney delivered a pinch hit RBI double in that 3-run 7th inning for Tampa Bay last night.
And Loney, a former Dodger #1 draft choice back in 2002, taken by the LA Dodgers. And the pitch on the way. Loney takes the ball up and in. He came up and was a rookie as Matt Wieters goes out to visit with Miguel Gonzalez. But James Loney came up as a rookie with that Dodger ball club back in 2006. And as a rookie, he had a game against the Colorado Rockies in which he drove in 9 runs. In that game, he hit 2 home runs, including a grand slam. Now, I'm not sure, but that game had to have been played in Denver.
You might think.
They got with a 9 RBI game as a rookie. So Loney now with a count of 2 balls and no strikes. This guy does have pretty good power. And now the 2-0 pitch. Swing fly ball, left field corner. McLeod on the run into foul territory, cannot get to it. It lands on the warning track and then bounces into that picnic area in that left field corner. So now the count 2-1.
Well, for the most part, though, James Loney a disappointment as a Dodger. They expected much bigger production out of this left-handed batter. And they sent him to the Boston Red Sox last year.
It's not very often you see a guy drive in 9 runs in one game. Sammy Sosa did it.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Rodriguez did it one time. Remember, Fred Lynn had a game in which he drove in 10 runs in a ball game. The record. So to first, it is too late.
Very nice week in a day.
For some, a career.
Mm-hmm.
James Loney, big left-hand hitter. Orioles ahead 2-0, bottom of the second inning. Miguel Gonzalez standing tall, looks in. Weeders flashing signs. Escobar off the bag at first. Gonzalez ready at the belt. And delivers 2-1. Loney takes a fastball just above the letters, I guess. That time Gonzalez did not get the high strike. So now 3-1. Remember last night when Matt Joyce hit that game-winning home run for Tampa Bay, it came on a 3-1 pitch from Tommy Hunter. You don't want to go 3-1 and then have to give in. And here comes the pitch. There goes the runner. It's a fastball strike. Throw to second base, and Hardy tags him out. Matt Wieters gets his man. They sent the runner, and Wieters got him at second base after that call, strike 2. So the caught stealing retires his side. End of 2. Orioles are ahead 2-0 on the Orioles Radio Network. It is opening day tomorrow afternoon at Camden Yards, but the excitement continues all weekend against the Minnesota Twins. A night game on Saturday, a 1:35 game on Sunday afternoon. Come on down to Utah Street. It'll be a great weekend. Call 888-848-BIRD, or you can visit Orioles.com to get your tickets. Minnesota in town all weekend long. Let's get right to Fred Manfred.
Well, thanks a lot, Joe. Here's Brian Roberts, who's had 2 hits in each of his first 2 games. First time he's ever had multi-hit games in his first 2 games, and he takes a pitch on the outside, ball 1. Roberts 4 for 8 to start this campaign, and the pitch to the Orioles second baseman, fly ball, pretty well hit toward right center field. Going back is Ben Zobrist to the wall. Zobrist makes a little bit of a jump just before getting toward that wall and makes the catch. So Roberts sent it a long way, but Zobrist tracked it. And that's a long out off the bat of Brian Roberts. 1 gone. Well, he's done it again. Chris Davis has homered here this afternoon. 3 games, 3 home runs. Today, a 2-run home run. And the Orioles have their 2-0 lead. Here's Nate McLeod. McLeod took a called strike 3 from Roberto Hernandez, formerly known as Fausto Carmona. And first pitch at the knees for a strike. Fausto Carmona, a free agent signing in the offseason by the Tampa Bay Rays. And just to show you how strong their farm system is, the 0-1 pitch, and it's taken a little bit low. The last free agent to start a game for Tampa Bay was Hideo Nomo. That was back in 2005. Usually they go to Durham, dip into that farm system, and pull up a young pitcher, but this time they went with an older pitcher, swing and a miss by Nate McLeod, the ball and 2 strikes. And speaking of age, Roberto Hernandez is the first pitcher since 2006. Here's the delivery to McLeod, missing inside with a fastball, 2-2. To start for the Rays over the age of 30. Now the last pitcher, 30 years or more, was Mark Hendrickson. He did that on June 25th of 2006. So a couple of firsts, at least in recent history, for the Tampa Bay Rays belong to Roberto Hernandez. Nate McLeod will take a close pitch for ball 3. I think Hernandez thought he had strike 3 as he takes a long look at Jim Reynolds. Full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Already had a couple of conversations between the veteran catcher Jose Molina and the home plate umpire about the strike zone. Nate McLeod, 1 for 5 to start the season, and the pitch to the left-handed batter chops it toward first base. Loney will field in fair ground behind the bag, touch it, and that's out number 2. Manny Machado Manny has had 10 at-bats with a couple of hits. He will step in. In the first inning, pulled off a very nice double play with Desmond Jennings at second base. With one down, Ben Zobrist bounced one toward third base and charged. Did the third baseman Machado, who tagged Jennings, who tried to avoid the tag, and then threw to first to get the double play. Breaking ball to the knees for a strike. 0-1 to Manny. Manny last night, 1 for 5 with a run scored. This is the rubber game of the 3-game series. As Joe mentioned, Minnesota at the Yards tomorrow. 3:05 first pitch for opening day. Strike at the knees to Manny Machado. No balls, 2 strikes. Jake Arrieta, who had that marvelous game against Minnesota to open the season last year at the Yards. 7 innings of 2-hit baseball, shutout baseball, will pitch for the Orioles tomorrow. The 0-2 delivery in the dirt, a ball and 2 strikes. And our guest on Orioles warm-up tomorrow will be the Orioles starter, Jake Arrieta. Minnesota is going to start the Australian right-hander Liam Hendricks. And then on Saturday night, 7:05, Chris Tillman will come off the disabled list to make the start. The 1-2 delivery, and Machado will take it down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Vance Worley will go for Minnesota on Saturday night. And then Sunday, in a brief visit home, the Orioles have just 3 games at the Yards before they head out on the road. It'll be Jason Hamill, the winner here on opening day, against Cole DeVries for the Minnesota Twins. Here's the 2-2 pitch with 2 down, and Machado swings and misses. He strikes him out. Manny Machado on an off-speed delivery goes down swinging. That is the 4th strikeout for Roberto Hernandez. 1-2-3 go the Orioles for the 2nd time out of 3 innings. We head to the bottom of the 3rd here at Tropicana Field. Chris Davis 2-run home run, Orioles 2. And the Tampa Bay Rays nothing on the Orioles radio network. Now, before Miguel Gonzalez goes to work in the bottom of the 3rd, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Orioles radio network. Well, thanks for spending part of your day with us on the Orioles radio network. Orioles have a 2-0 lead. James Loney will lead off in the bottom of the 3rd for Tampa Bay. He was at the plate when Escobar was caught trying to steal by Matt Wieters to bring an end to the 2nd inning. Loney, left-handed batter, and Miguel Gonzalez delivers the Loney strike at the knees. Mentioned James Loney began the season last year with the Dodgers. 114 games out there on the West Coast. Hit .254, then sent to Boston where he played 23 games to the Red Sox. Pitch to the left-handed batting first baseman, swing and a miss, and that ball just dropped beneath the cut. That splitter, that split off-speed pitch, and Loney, of course, not very familiar with Miguel Gonzalez, cut over top, 0-2. Loney is first at bat, bounced out to the first baseman. Here's the pitch to Loney. He hits it weakly back toward the mound. Gonzalez off quickly. And Miguel fires to first base. That's out number 1. Jose Molina will step in now. And Miguel Gonzalez, young man born in Guadalajara, Mexico. Spent later years in Southern California. Originally signed by the Angels as a non-drafted free agent. Then the Red Sox picked him up. But over the course of his career has had to battle a couple of very difficult injuries. A torn meniscus in 2008. Then he had Tommy John surgery that missed the entire 2009 season. Swing and a miss, a pitch down and away. 0-1 to Molina. Molina 0 for 3 to start the campaign. Now 37 years of age. Last year, the first half of the season was a difficult one for this veteran catcher. Hit just 190 and then picked up the pace a bit in the second half. The 0-1 delivery and a fastball in there for a strike. 0-2. So Miguel has him right where he wants him. No balls, 2 strikes. Let's see what they decide to give Jose Molina right now. They're ahead 0-2. Gonzalez gets the sign from Wieters. And the pitch on the way to the right-handed batting catcher, down and away, and he lets it go by. But Miguel then recovered from that Tommy John surgery, and he said, in fact, having the Tommy John surgery gave me a bit more velocity on the fastball. The 1-2 pitch, a bouncer to the left side of the mound, to the left of the bag at second base, over is J.J. Hardy, and J.J. with that catcher running. And let's just say Jose Molina runs like a catcher. Easy play at first base for out number 2. Ryan Roberts will step in now. Roberts, 1 for 2 in last night's ball game, 2 for 4 on the season. And when Roberts last season came over from the Arizona Diamondbacks to the Tampa Bay Rays, in his first at bat as a member of the Tampa Bay Rays, hit a home run against none other than Miguel Gonzalez. And the pitch on the way to the now 32-year-old second baseman, down and away, ball 1. Roberts sitting in the number 9 hole for Joe Madden. Roberts straightaway stance, right-handed batter. Miguel kicks and delivers, and Roberts will take it down and away. Fans, the Orioles would like to recognize our proud sponsor, DentaQuest, fastest-growing dental plan in Birdland. Visit DentaQuestDental.com for more information. 2 balls, no strikes to Roberts. In the Gonzalez pitch, Roberts pops it high and foul and out of play off to the right side. And on the SK out-of-town scoreboard, some afternoon baseball today. A final. Cincinnati defeats the Angels again. It was the Cincinnati Reds 5, Los Angeles 4. Arroyo wins it. Blanton in his first start for the Angels, the loser. Chapman with his first save. Chu, Frazier, and Heisey each hit their first home run of the year. That win for Cincinnati. Ryan Roberts, a little looper. Shallow center field coming on as Jones. Still coming and in full stride. Jones running toward the infield. Reaches up, makes the catch. 1, 2, 3. Go. The Tampa Bay Rays in the bottom of the 3rd. Let's move on to the 4th here before the Orioles, after this game, will head home for opening day tomorrow. It's the Orioles 2, Tampa Bay nothing on the Orioles Radio Network. Of course, that means Nick Markakis, Adam Jones, and Chris Davis. Markakis, a ground out his first at bat. Nick, so far this young season, has had 11 at bats with a couple of hits. Markakis, one of the few Orioles with several at bats against Roberto Hernandez, and the first delivery is a strike on the outside corner. Nick now 5 hits and 24 at bats, including a home run against Hernandez, and that home run came when he was known as Fausto Carmona. The 0-1 delivery to Markakis, swing and a miss, as Nick went after a 92-mile-an-hour fastball toward the outside. Carmona this spring did not have an encouraging spring for the Tampa Bay Rays. In fact, he had a .533 ERA, made 6 starts for Tampa Bay in Grapefruit League play. Pitched pretty well here this afternoon, and now Markakis will hit a fly ball toward right center field. Moving over is Ben Zobrist, and Zobrist reaches up, and Markakis is the first out in the top of the 4th. Adam Jones led off the 2nd inning with a base hit, and then he and Chris Davis raced around the bags after Davis had hit his 3rd home run in as many days. So Adam Jones, he started off hot for the Orioles. He's 5 for 10 to begin this campaign. Of course, Adam played in the WBC representing Team USA. While he didn't hit for a high average, had several key hits for the Americans. Pitch at the knees for a strike, 0-1 to Adam Jones. Jones now 2 for 5 in looks at Roberto Hernandez. Down and away, ball hits the dirt, backhanded by the catcher. 1 ball, 1 strike. Elsewhere in the SK out-of-town scoreboard, the Minnesota Twins, they'll be in Baltimore tomorrow. First pitch, 3:05. They lead the Detroit Tigers 3-2 in the top of the 8th inning. Willingham has hit his first home run, and Plouffe, number 1 for Minnesota. The 1-1 pitch to Adam. Line drive. It's going to sink and drop in. His 2nd hit of the afternoon. So Adam Jones, 6 for 11 to begin 2013, and that brings up the man, Chris Davis. Now Chris Davis back in the 2nd inning, joined a guy that we all know and love, Frank Robinson, as the only players with home runs in each of the first 3 games of the season, whether it be the Orioles or the Browns, since 1920. Frank Robinson did it in that magical year of 1966. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Davis awaits the delivery. The pitch on the way to Chris, and he swings and misses. He had that uppercut swing there, but Carmona got the fastball at 92 by him. So 3 home runs, 9 runs knocked in 2 games, or I should say 3 games now for Chris Davis. Davis has homered in 9 of his last 10 games overall. Going back to last season, of course. Jones at first base. There goes Adam. The pitch, the swing and the miss, the throw down to second base. Jones has the steal. The ball caroms off the shortstop. Escobar up into the air and does not go into shallow center field, so Jones will stay right at second base. So the Orioles have the runner in scoring position, an 0-2 count to Chris Davis. Of course, Adam Jones last year, 16 steals on the year. And for Adam, steal number 1 this year, but he's in scoring position, and Davis has the chance to pick up another RBI. Orioles already lead at 2-0 on the Davis 2-run home run in the second. So Jones at second base. Davis awaits the 2-strike delivery from Roberto Hernandez. The pitch to Chris, and it hits him. Came down and in on 2 strikes, and Davis kicks the ball away toward the Tampa Bay dugout. So a runner at first and second, and now the possibility for a double play for Fausto Carmona, also known as Roberto Hernandez.
So why do I get the feeling that later on somebody wearing a Tampa Bay uniform is going to pay the price for that?
Yeah, I think Chris felt that was a message pitch.
Well, Chris Davis is homered in 3 consecutive games. He's the big fella right now. Interesting though, Buck Showalter always thinking he's got Chris Davis in the batter's box. He's got Adam Jones at first base, and with the slugger up there to hit, he sends Adam Jones on a hit and run because Davis chased it, tried to put the ball in play or at least protect Adam Jones. But Buck will do things that might surprise you, but he's just trying to win ball games, and pretty good call.
As they say, sometimes out of the box, and most of the time they pay off. So here's Matt Wieters, who's paid off many a game here at Tropicana Field. Came into this one hitting .367 at the Trop. Struck out his first at bat. The pitch to Matt down and away. 1-0 to the Orioles switch hitting catcher. Wieters, this is his 33rd game here at Tropicana Field. He's hit 5 home runs and knocked in 15 over that stretch. And in his career, being the 59th game overall against the Rays, he has knocked in 39 while hitting 11 home runs and hitting .341 against Tampa Bay. So he's enjoyed Tampa Bay pitching. Runners at first and second. The pitch to Wieters. Little pop coming back our way, up over our heads and out of play. 1-1.
It's not a bad idea to send the runners against formerly known as Fausto Carmona. He's got that nasty sinker, and he also has swing and miss stuff. He'll get you a strikeout too. So by sending the runner, if you do hit the ball on the ground, you stay out of double plays.
I always want to call him Fausto Carmona.
It's a better name.
Oh, yeah, it's much more lyrical.
Fausto Carmona, that's a great name.
Sound like an opera singer.
Roberto Hernandez, that's a nice name, but it's, it's kind of average, right?
Yeah. Distinctive. Fausto
Carmona, powerful name, isn't it?
Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way to Matt, and it's low. 2 balls and 1 strike to Wieters.
The Fausto fastball.
Yeah, for that 2007
nasty,
season, he was nasty.
He was, yeah.
19 victories that year, 8 losses, and an ERA at 3.06, as Joe mentioned, among the top vote getters for the Cy Young Award. But since then, he is 33-51 with an ERA above 5.
Well, since then, we find out he's a nasty pitcher, but then in name only.
Yeah. Runners at first and second. Jones at second. Davis at first. And the pitch to Wieters. Fly ball. Pretty well hit to center. Racing back and reaching up and making the grab is Desmond Jennings. And retreating to the bag at second base, Adam Jones. Well, Jones took off as that ball was slugged by Wieters, but racing back to make the catch and making it look pretty routine was the center fielder Desmond Jennings, 2 gone. And now J.J. Hardy, who saw 1 pitch and popped out to shallow right field his first at bat. Now this 4th inning, remember to stop by one of ABC Equipment Rentals' 3 locations in Catonsville, Columbia, and Towson. Their huge inventory makes your job easier.
I think Adam Jones feels that he should have read that line drive a little bit better. I think Adam feels that he should have been able to get back to second base and at the very least go to third base on a ball hit to right center. When Jennings made the catch, he was going away from the infield.
And Jones still at second base. Could score on a base hit. Runners at first and second. And now Roberto Hernandez just turns and looks to the bag at second, and diving back to the bag without an infielder coming over to cover is Adam Jones.
Adam got stuck. He went back in there head first. He got stuck and then had to scramble to get back to the bag.
Here's J.J. And the delivery to Hardy, the Orioles shortstop, down and away. Hardy just 1 for 10. Remember in spring training, J.J. had that 1 for going for several weeks, but as spring training came to an end, started making good contact. Looking for his first RBI this young season. Of course, last year, 68, 22 home runs. Disappointing average for J.J. Here's the pitch on the way to Hardy. Bounce toward third. Longoria will field, pick it up. Off balance throw to first. That's it. So the Orioles will leave 2 here in the top of the 4th. We go to the bottom of the inning at Tropicana Field. Orioles 2 and the Rays nothing on the Orioles Radio Network. Hey, Orioles season plan representatives are standing by now to take your call and answer any questions about Oriole partial season plans for 2013. Upgrade your summer with a partial season plan and enjoy exclusive Orioles orange carpet benefits, including substantial savings over the cost of single game tickets, tons of insider access, and more. Plus, it's your only chance to purchase tickets to tomorrow's home opener while the supplies last, remember. So get on the phone to speak with a representative now. Call 888-848-BIRD or visit Orioles.com. Top of the order, Desmond Jennings for Tampa Bay in the Gonzalez delivery. Jennings, who walked his first at bat, takes a pitch up and in. 1-0. Jennings, Matt Joyce, Ben Zobrist. That's the way the Rays will bat. 2-0 Orioles on the 2-run home run in the second inning off the bat of Chris Davis. Here's Jennings, fouls it at the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Minnesota in town tomorrow. Well, the Orioles very anxious to get back to Baltimore. Have opening day, and always a great day in the monumental city. Opening day. The 1-1 pitch. And Jennings will take it on the outside corner for a strike. Great location there. Fastball at 92. And Jennings watched it on the outer portion of the plate. So Jennings awaits the pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The delivery on the way to Jennings inside. Jennings kind of lifts the arms and lets that one go underneath. So 2-2 to the Tampa Bay center fielder. And Miguel Gonzalez will rock, kick, and deliver. And Jennings bounced at third base side foul between the coach's box and the bag. Of course, as always, the Oriole staff putting on a tremendous show for opening day. The big question, who will throw out the first pitch tomorrow? And that's a huge secret at this point. No one knows other than the people that are in charge. Here's a swing and a miss. That looked like that splitter that got Desmond Jennings waving weakly at it. That is the 3rd strikeout for Miguel Gonzalez. The Tampa Bay Rays, by the way, still looking for that first base hit. They've had the base runner Jennings to start that bottom of the 1st, but then he was erased on a double play. And then they will walk to Yunel Escobar. He was erased trying to steal second base.
I'll tell you what, that split change is such a great pitch for him.
And here's Matt Joyce bouncing it foul off to the right side.
That's why he's so nasty against right-hand hitters.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you look at Miguel Gonzalez, his batting average against by right-handers is actually much less than left-hand hitters.
Yeah, 220.
It's not supposed to be that way, but that split changeup is the reason.
Yeah, the left-handed batters hit about 30 points higher. Yeah. And here's the pitch to Joyce, a left-handed batter, swing and a miss.
But what about opening day tomorrow, about that first pitch?
Yeah.
I don't really care. I mean, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But to me, it's whoever throws that last pitch that counts. If it's Jake Arrieta, that's good. If it's Jim Johnson, that's good.
Yeah. Here's the 0-2 delivery, and Joyce goes the opposite way with it. A lazy fly ball coming over with his speed, running toward the foul line and making the grab, clutching it with 2 hands is Nate McLeod. So Matt Joyce is retired. 2 up, 2 down. And now Ben Zobrist, who hit into that 5-3 double play to bring an end to the first inning, will step in. Zobrist, the second player in Tampa Bay history to start his season with multi-hit games. He did that in game 1 and 2. The only other player in the history of this franchise was Jorge Cantu to have multi-hit games in the first 2 games of a campaign. And the pitch of the switch hitter. And it's in the, just missing, I guess, down and in. 1 ball, no strikes.
You think it might be a ball to a Raven? Throws out that first
I would
pitch?
suspect.
That's my guess.
That's what I'm thinking,
Maybe,
but we don't
John
know.
Harbaugh, maybe?
Harbaugh, yeah. He'd
Maybe
be
Joe Flacco, maybe? What do you think?
Maybe Harbaugh.
Yeah?
I know Harbaugh's a good, huge Orioles fan.
I think it might be Ray Lewis.
Yeah, that could be. Adam Jones might. We'll have to find out from Adam. Maybe he knows.
We'll have to wait till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
2 balls, no strikes. And the delivery on the way to the right fielder from Miguel Gonzalez, and Zobrist will hold back on the swing, and it's now 3 balls, no strikes.
John Harbaugh's a big baseball fan.
Oh,
big
yeah.
Oriole fan.
Yep.
He and Buck have become
yeah.
quite close.
Yeah, well, 2 outstanding people
Leaders.
in their fields.
Two outstanding leaders.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's the 3-0 pitch. And there's a strike right down there. And the old automatic gets in there. 3 balls, 1 strike. Zobrist 4 for 8 with a home run and 4 knocked in. Miguel square to the plate as he gets the sign from Matt Wieters. With 2 down in the bottom of the 4th, the 3-1 pitch, and Zobrist bounces it to the right side. Ryan Roberts digs it off the top of the dirt, throws to first. That's the inning. And another 1-2-3 for Miguel Gonzalez. And the Orioles continue to lead this one here in St. Petersburg at Tropicana Field. Orioles 2 and the Tampa Bay Rays 0 on the Orioles Radio Network. I was just tuned in, a 2-run home run. Chris Davis does it again, and the Orioles have a 2-0 lead as we go to the 5th. Once again, here's Joe Angel.
All right, big. Bottom of the order, Ryan Flaherty. This will be his second at bat. His first time up. Strikeout called against Roberto Hernandez. And Flaherty takes outside, ball 1. Flaherty, then Roberts, and then the top of the order in Nate McLeod. The Orioles 2 runs on 3 hits. Tampa Bay no runs on no hits thus far. And now the 1-0 delivery. Flaherty, big swing and a miss. That time with the maybe a splitter, maybe a little breaking ball, about 85. 1-1 to Flaherty. Big right-hander Roberto Hernandez. He delivers 1-1. Flaherty swings and misses at that sinker. Again, that sinker at about 85. He throws a hard sinker, and then it looks like he pulls the string on a sinker, too. Little split job. So 1-2 to Flaherty. And now the right-hander again delivers, and there's a sinker in there for a called strike 3. That time down and in at the knees on the inner edge. And for the second time in this game, Flaherty takes a called third strike against this right-hander, Roberto Hernandez. And for Roberto, his 5th strikeout in this game. And now here's Brian Roberts. And on the SK scoreboard, just now getting underway, is Roberts hitting left-handed. He takes a knee-high strike. Roberts, his first time up, he sent Ben Zobrist to the back of the warning track in right center to catch his fly ball. So Roberts is 0 for 1. He's had 4 hits, though, in the series. And he popped this one up into shallow left center, coming on Joyce, and he will make the catch right in front of Escobar, the shortstop. There was a slight collision, but no damage. And Roberts is now 0 for 2. And now the top of the order comes up, Nate McLeod. Hey, fans, remember to fill up gas tank at Highs. Do that 5 times. You get 2 free Oriole tickets. Simple as that. 5 fill-ups at your local Highs gets you 2 free Oriole tickets. So visit a Highs store or highs.com/free tickets for details. Nate McLeod takes a breaking ball. Strike on the inside corner. Again, the SK scoreboard in the first inning, the Nationals have jumped out to a 2-0 lead in their game at home against Miami. Here comes the pitch, and this one is in the dirt. The Nationals, by the way, are looking in that game for their 3rd consecutive shutout. The Miami Marlins, in the first 2 games, have not scored a run against the Nationals. How about that? And now the 1-1 pitch on the way. McLeod takes a strike. That time he picked up the inside corner. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Nationals, by the way, have Jordan Zimmerman pitching in that game. No home runs, not yet, in that game. And now the 1-2. McLeod swings and he bounces it to first base. Back of the bag. Loney will feed Hernandez to get the out. And it's a 1-2-3. So as we head to the bottom of the fifth in St. Petersburg, Orioles have a 2-0 lead here on the Orioles Radio Network. All right, hello again, baseball fans. Joe Angel with Fred Manfred and the mighty man, mighty Casey Willett. St. Petersburg on this Thursday afternoon. Baseball indoors. Game number 3 of the regular season. And right now the Orioles enjoying a 2-0 lead. Miguel Gonzalez so far today has yet to allow a base hit as he goes to work in the bottom of the 5th inning. He's faced the minimum 12 batters in the first 4 innings. And there's a called strike to Longoria to get the bottom of the 5th inning started. Now the Rays have had 2 base runners, both walks, but one was caught stealing and the other one part of a double play, and that's it. Longoria, big swing and a miss. There's that split change again. So Longoria in a hole at 0-2. Now, we've seen Miguel Gonzalez sharper in some starts. He has not been as sharp today as we've seen him, but he certainly has been good enough so far. Here comes the next offering. Little bouncing foul, third base side. It stays at no balls and 2 strikes.
He's certainly been effective.
Very effective. Mentioned he has not given up a hit. He has walked 2. He has not thrown 61 pitches in this game. He does have a 2-0 lead. And here at Tropicana Field, he has now almost 18 innings, going back to last year, without giving up a run. And Longoria fouls it off to the right. So it stays at 0-2. Miguelito Gonzalez, el Mexicano, looking real good. He is fun to watch pitch. No question. 0-2 to Longoria. And Gonzalez's next offering is grounded right through Gonzalez and into center field for a base hit. The second baseman, Brian Roberts, diving, but could not come up with it. And so the Rays, here on the bottom of the 5th, finally against Miguel Gonzalez, they got a base hit.
Yeah, both Miguel and Brian just a split second late. Miguel reached down as that ball bounded beyond him, and then with the dive try, couldn't come up with that ball. And there's the base hit.
Well, they did have that shift on against Longoria. So Brian Roberts out there behind second base, who had been on the shortstop side of second base, diving back toward center field, and just could not get to that ball. And now here's Shelley Duncan, a dangerous right-hand hitter. Orioles are ahead 2-0. Gonzalez at the belt and delivers to Duncan, who bounces one foul outside of third base, and Tom Foley out there behind the coaching box for Tampa Bay. Well, Miami has scored a run. Hey. The Miami Marlins finally scored a run in the second inning to make it 2-1 Washington. Nationals behind Jordan Zimmerman. So, as we mentioned, the Nationals going into that game. And now the pitch on the way to Duncan is popped up back of the plate. Matt Wieters will toss the mask on the warning track, looking up, and makes the catch. Near the on-deck circle. So Duncan is retired, out number 1, and here's Escobar. I mean, going into that game, the Nationals had a chance to become the first team in the major leagues in about 50 years to begin the season with 3 consecutive shutouts. Back in 1963, the St. Louis Cardinals began the season in that fashion, but today the Nationals have given up 1 run. Shame on them.
Well, what a season they appear to be on the verge of.
Well, most of the experts are predicting at least 100 wins for the Washington Nationals. Here's Escobar now. Gonzalez delivers, and he misses low and outside, ball 1.
But then again, some experts predicted the Orioles would finish last in the American League East this year, too. We still have a lot of baseball to go, don't we?
You think so?
Yeah.
Game 3 here this afternoon. Yep, there's a ways to go. Hey, there's a ways to go just to get through April. Man. There comes the pitch, and there goes the runner. There's a shot off of Gonzalez. Out towards second base. Roberts barehands it, but never came up with the ball. Everybody saved. So Escobar will be given an infield single on a ball that hit Miguel Gonzalez and then ricocheted out towards second base. Roberts had to make a U-turn and go after the ball. He was going over to second base to cover. He tried to make a bare hand pickup and never came up with the ball. If he had come up with the ball, I think he had to play at first base.
Now, Richie Bancells, the Oriole trainer, Buck Showalter out to make sure that Miguel Gonzalez is okay. And Gonzalez and Rich conversing, and Buck asking the Oriole head athletic trainer, Richie Bancells, what he feels, and we'll see if we get any warm-up tosses to the plate to make sure that Miguel can carry on.
Well, you have to see a replay, and here it is. Seeing a replay now. The ball hit right back to Miguel, and it looked like it got him. It glanced off maybe his left foot. So Buck and Richie will trot back to the Oriole dugout. And now James Loney will hit with 2 aboard and with no 1 out. I beg your pardon, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Now Loney in this game is 1 for 3. He was out on a comebacker back in the 3rd. It'll be right-hander against left-hander. Orioles ahead 2-0. Here we go. Longoria off at second. Escobar off the bag at first. Manny Machado shallow at third base and well over toward the shortstop position. And now Gonzalez is going to back away at the rubber, and Loney likewise backs away at the plate. And now they both dig in. They're ready. Gonzalez at the belt. And he delivers. And Loney will take a strike. A little breaking ball there. Caught the inside corner at the knees. Now Miguel Gonzalez, his next pitch will be number 69. He does have 1 double play ball in this game, a disjointed double play back in the 1st inning. So Loney digs in, 0-1 the count. And here comes the pitch. Fastball upstairs, a big swing and a miss. Fastball there at 92, but Loney chased a bad ball.
And that ball appeared to be shoulders high to James Loney and cut through it.
So if you're James Loney right now, you have to feel that you just did Miguel Gonzalez a big favor. And now in a hole at 0-2. Now let's see what Miguel does. Right-hander sets again. And he will deliver. Fastball tails away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And have you just tuned in? Chris Davis. Yep. He crushed it again. A 2-run home run in the 2nd inning. Davis has now homered in 3 consecutive games. And right now that's the difference in this game. Gonzalez with a 1-2 pitch. Fouled away, got a piece of a fastball. So it stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're going to have to come up with a nickname. Well, we don't have to, but might be fun to think about.
Yeah.
For Chris Davis. One and two the count. Gonzalez ready, and here it comes. Long line drive, right past the diving J.J. Hardy. Longoria being waved in. The throw from Adam Jones on one bounce, a sweeping tag, safe at the plate. Longoria beat the tag, and it's a 1-run game. Adam Jones made a pretty good throw. Matt Wieters caught the ball just on the third base side of home plate. He made a sweeping attempt, and apparently too late. J.J. Hardy dived, almost got to it, couldn't quite do it. Adam Jones came up throwing. And the tag by Wieters just a shade late. Longoria, pretty good slide.
Yeah, Longoria, though not running, let's just say he is not the fastest guy. Plus, remember last year, missed all those games due to that torn left hamstring.
And now here's Jose Molina, who swings and misses. The throw from Adam Jones, if it had been right on top of the plate, I think Wieters would have gotten Longoria, but it was up that third baseline just a bit. Wieters had to move up, make a one-handed catch, and then make a sweeping attempt at the same time, and it was just simply too late. So Molina 0-1. And Gonzalez delivers. Swung on it, fouled away off the fists, back on the net.
Well, had that throw been on the plate, Matt would have been able to provide a roadblock to the dish and come down with the tag.
So now it is 2-1 Baltimore in the bottom of the fifth inning. Now Molina is a very good double play candidate if he does hit the ball on the ground towards somebody. And now the 0-2. And there's a ball back up the middle behind second base. That's a base hit. Escobar turning third. He's coming in. Here comes the throw. It is wide and late, and this game is tied up. Molina bounces it right back up the middle. Gonzalez couldn't get to it. Roberts couldn't get to it. So that drives in a run. It's a 2-2 game.
Well, since that ball caromed off Miguel, that ball hit by Yunel Escobar for the infield hit, he has not retired a batter.
Yeah, they got Molina to hit the ball on the ground, but not at somebody. Except Miguel Gonzalez, but the ball got past him. And now Rick Adair is coming out, a left-hander. It looks like Troy Patton is out there warming up in the Oriole bullpen. Well, it's amazing. I mean, sometimes you get the opponents to hit the ball on the ground. Things turn out okay. But for Miguel Gonzalez, that has not been the case this inning. He's had the Rays hitting the ball on the ground, but those ground balls right now, they're getting through.
It's almost as if they have eyes.
And now Ryan Roberts will come up to hit with 2 aboard, 2 runs in. And here at Tropicana Field, we are starting over again. Roberts in this game is 0 for 1. He popped to center. It'll be right-hander against right-hander. And Miguel Gonzalez now at 75 pitches here. We're in the bottom of the fifth. 2 on and 1 out. So Roberts stands in. And Gonzalez to the plate. Bouncy ball to Manny. He's got it. He's going to go to second. Out. Here's the relay. Out. Double play. 5-4-3. An outstanding play by Manny Machado. He got a very tough in-between bounce in back of the bag at third base. He spears it nicely and then spun through a strike to Roberts. And the relay got the double play by maybe a half a step. Goodness gracious. So they do get 2 and lead 1. End of 5. It's a 2-2 tie on the Orioles radio network. Exclusive giveaway items at ball games too. Family and friends tickets start as low as $6. Give you a chance to upgrade too. To find out more about the Junior Oriole Dugout Club, call 888-848-BIRD or visit Orioles.com/Dugout Club. Let's get back to Fred Manfred.
Well, thanks a lot, Joe. Manny Machado, who had that start of that terrific double play to bring an end to the bottom of inning number 5, leads off and goes after the first pitch and grounds it to the third baseman Longoria, who throws across the diamond. And Manny Machado is now 0 for 3, twice grounding out to Longoria and then striking out. He is one of the 5 strikeouts today for Roberto Hernandez. Nick Markakis is 0 for 2 against the big right-hander. Hernandez, 32 years of age, 6'4", 230 from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. Markakis, left-handed batter, and the right-hander's pitch. This is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes to Nick. Markakis now 2 for 12 this season. Orioles 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 runs on 4 for Tampa Bay against Miguel Gonzalez. All 4 of the hits coming in the bottom of the 5th inning. Leading off, Evan Longoria broke up that situation where they had not had a hit, and then later on, RBI base hits by Loney and Molina to tie the ball game. Here's a pitch low, 2-0 to Nick. Adam Jones waiting on deck. Well, tomorrow, Minnesota will be at the Yards to play the Orioles, and right now the Twins at home in the top of the 9th lead the Tigers 8-2. Ball 3 low. 3 balls and no strikes to Nick Markakis. 1 gone, and Adam Jones would love to see Nick Markakis reach and then do something with a pitch thrown by Roberto Hernandez. Hernandez has yet to walk a batter, and it's now 3-1 as he fires a fastball on the outer portion of the plate. Markakis out of the box, taking the deep breath. The Oriole right fielder who hit in the leadoff spot in the opening game of the season, but then dropped down to the number 3 hole. Awaits the 3-1 pitch, and there it is, low, ball 4. The Orioles get the first walk issued by Hernandez. And now let's see if they can take advantage of that free pass. Adam Jones has singled twice and scored and stolen a base this afternoon. Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, will come out to the mound now. He's going to talk things over with Roberto. Adam Jones, just a tremendous start to this campaign. Jones is now 6 for 11. And, of course, during the initial part of spring training before going to the WBC, Adam did not hit all that well. Returned from the WBC, struggled a bit, but then all of a sudden things came on. And the last week or so down in Sarasota was hitting the cover off the ball. And he has resumed that as this season has gotten underway here with the first 3 games of the season at Tropicana Field. And the Orioles and the Rays very happy today that we have this dome because it was a wet and stormy day outside here in the St. Petersburg area. Jones will settle in, tap that barrel under the bat on the plate. 1 down, Markakis at first. Hernandez ready to deal to the Orioles center fielder, and this misses low again. And the Orioles laying off that off-speed pitch earlier in the ball game, going after the changeup that has a lot of sink to it from Roberto Hernandez. Now they're just watching it dip out of the strike zone. Ball 1. Righty against righty. And the pitch to Adam. And he lines it to right field. He is 3 for 3. Stopping at second base is Nick Markakis. So Adam Jones, my goodness, the Orioles have 2 sizzling bats in the lineup. Adam Jones 3 for 3 this afternoon. Jones now 7 for 12. And here is the man, at least in the first 3 games, Chris Davis. Davis with a 3-run home run in the first, a 3-run home run on a 4 RBI game yesterday, and today in the second inning with Jones aboard hit a 2-run home run, becoming the first Oriole since 1966 to hit a home run in the first 3 games of a season. Frank Robinson did that back in '66. And now the left-handed bat of Davis up with Jones at first base, Markakis at second. We're tied at 2. The Hernandez delivery to Chris. And here's a strike at the knees. That pitch just got above the knees on the outer portion of the plate. Last night, 4 hits for Chris Davis. His last at bat on an 0-2 pitch hit by a Hernandez pitch. So you know he'd love to get a base knock right here. The delivery, swinging a line drive. He does get that base hit. That'll give the Orioles the lead. The ball gets beyond Joyce all the way to the base of the wall. Markakis will score. Jones will round third. Adam coming to score. And Chris Davis drives in 2 more. He has driven in all 4 runs today for the Orioles. He gives the Birds the 4-2 lead here in the top of the 6th inning. Now that makes up for being hit by that pitch in the last at bat. He has homered, a 2-run shot in the second, hit by the pitch, and now a 2 RBI single, and the Orioles once again have that lead for Miguel Gonzalez. A walk, a single by Jones, and now an RBI, a 2 RBI base hit for Chris Davis. Wow. Can you believe 11 runs knocked in now for Chris Davis in the first 3 games, and we're not out of this 3rd game. Intentional walk coming up to Matt Wieters here with Davis at second base. Markakis has scored. Jones has scored, and Chris stands out there at the bag at second base talking to Ryan Roberts. Activity beginning in the bullpen for the Tampa Bay Rays. A right-hander beginning to throw. And there's pitch outside ball 3. So the intentional walk will set up runners at first and second for J.J. Hardy. Machado started the inning grounding out to the third baseman Longoria. Then the walk to Nick Markakis on a 3-1 pitch. Jones lobbed one out into shallow right field for his 3rd hit of the afternoon. And then Chris Davis driving in 2 with a single. And Jamie Wright, we saw him earlier in the series. The veteran right-hander begins to warm in the bullpen for Joe Madden. Tampa Bay tied it with 2 in the bottom of the 5th, but the Orioles grabbed the lead once again with 2 of their own in the top of the 6th, threatening for more runners at first and second. 1 out. And here's J.J. looking for his first RBI of this season. And the pitch to the right-handed batter, and Hardy will take a strike at the knees. 92-mile-an-hour fastball from Roberto Hernandez. J.J. has skied out to right field and grounded out to third. Davis walking his lead at second base. Of course, not being held at first is Matt Wieters. And the Hernandez delivery, and J.J. Hardy chops a foul ball right behind third base coach Bobby Dickerson. Immediately following the game, the Orioles will head to the St. Petersburg airport, make the 2-hour-plus flight home, and then tomorrow at 3:05, opening day 2013 for the Orioles at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Minnesota in town. Jake Arrieta on the hill for the Orioles tomorrow. Hope to see you at the ballpark. The 0-2 pitch. J.J. Hardy will watch it hit the dirt, blocked nicely by Jose Molina, and the runners hold at first and second. The ball and 2 strikes. Mentioned Jake's going to be our guest on the Orioles warm-up show tomorrow prior to that home season opener start. Of course, remember what he did last year against the Minnesota Twins at the Yard. Shut them down for 7 innings on 2 hits. Davis from second, Wieters from first. Here's the 1-2 delivery to Hardy, swing and a miss. There's that off-speed pitch, and sweeping with a swing on a 84-mile-an-hour off-speed delivery and striking out is J.J. Hardy. Chalked up the 6th strikeout of the afternoon for Roberto Hernandez. 2 gone for the Orioles. Ryan Flaherty, 2 of the 6 strikeouts will come up now. Last year, Flaherty came on strong in the second half of the season. Wound up hitting .216, 6 home runs and 19 knocked in for the Orioles. Then Rule 5 pickup and the pitch inside. Ball 1. In Game 3 of the postseason against the Yankees. And an outstanding game. Hit that home run against the New Yorkers. He has runners at first and second, 2 gone. Orioles up now, 4-2. The pitch. Flaherty fouls it off his foot, rolls down the third base side, and a count of ball and a strike to Ryan. Flaherty against the Tampa Bay Rays has really struggled. We talked about the plus numbers for guys like Davis and Wieters, and Ryan Flaherty now 1 for 21 in his career against Tampa Bay. Flaherty, the designated hitter, the 3rd different designated hitter for Buck Showalter in as many games. Pierce, yesterday it was Reimold, and now Flaherty, the left-handed bat. Davis at second base, Wieters at first. A 1-1 count with 2 down to Ryan. Pitch on the way to the left-handed batter. Flaherty bounced it toward Loney at first. The backhanded pickup behind the bag at first. Throws to the pitcher covering. That's the inning. But the Orioles, again, Chris Davis doing the damage. A 2 RBI single for the Oriole first baseman. Earlier in the game, he had a 2-run home run. It's the Orioles 4, Tampa Bay 2. We go to the bottom of the 6th on the Orioles Radio Network. Well, offensively for the Orioles, first 3 games of the season belonging to Chris Davis. He has driven in all 4 runs today. The Orioles lead it 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Orioles Radio Network. And hopefully you're passing your time stuck in traffic if you're driving home now, listening to Orioles baseball. Listening to this 4-2 Orioles lead. Tampa Bay leading off here in the bottom of the 6th for the Rays. Desmond Jennings, he has walked and struck out, and the first delivery from Miguel Gonzalez misses away. Ball 1.
Did you say that you hope that people listening are stuck in traffic?
Yeah, so they're listening to the ball game.
Oh.
Here's the 1-0 pitch, breaking ball strike. Of course.
So in other words, you want them to be miserable just so they can listen to the ball game?
No, we do not make them miserable listening to the ball game.
Yeah, but if you're stuck in traffic.
Nah, you don't even think about it if you're listening to baseball, driving your car in traffic.
That's a good point. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Here's the 1-1 delivery low. You let your mind, you get the picture of what's going on here at Tropicana Field in your mind, and you take your time and you enjoy listening to Orioles baseball. The 2-1 pitch, ball 3 inside, 3-1. So
You almost got me convinced.
Actually, I get very impatient in
Yeah,
traffic.
if you're in traffic, I've seen you in traffic. Ball game or no ball game,
There's
misery.
3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. As Miguel Gonzalez came in with a fastball to Jennings. Full count now, 3-2. Jennings, Joyce, and Zobrist. That's the way the Rays come to the plate here in the bottom of the sixth. Miguel Gonzalez allowing 4 hits, all 4 coming in the 2-run bottom of the fifth. The 3-2 pitch. Jennings, a little check swing pop up first base side. Davis says, I got it. He does, and that's out number 1. As Davis backed up toward the outfield grass in right field. Desmond Jennings 0 for 2 with a walk. And here's Matt Joyce, the hero last night in several ways for the Tampa Bay Rays. He started that 3-run rally with a bunt, beating the shift in the 7th inning, and then took it home for Tampa Bay, hitting a home run against Tommy Hunter in the bottom of the 9th inning. Now the Orioles have that shift on. Out in shallow right field is the third baseman Machado. The shortstop, J.J. Hardy, between the bags at second and third. And here's the pitch to Matt Joyce. And Joyce will look at strike 1 at the knees. Matt Joyce always has been a good hitter through the months of April and May. And then for some reason tails off. And the pitch to the left-handed batting outfielder catches the outside corner for a strike 2. As Matt Joyce watching that off-speed pitch at 84 with some dip to it and let it go by, and he finds himself in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Miguel Gonzalez about to deliver his 85th pitch of the afternoon. Joyce will start his swing, stop it, and watch it dip outside. The appeal to the third base umpire is the Orioles just trying to see if Bob Davidson felt that he took a cut at it, and Davidson says no swing, so it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. 1 gone, the 1-2 pitch. Joyce will bounce it slowly toward the second baseman. Brian Roberts positioned perfectly, charges a couple of steps, picks it up, throws to first. Matt Joyce, after his big game last night, is now 0 for 3 as he topped that ball on the ground. Ben Zobrist will step in now. Zobrist is hit into a double play and grounded out to Brian at second base. You're going to follow the Orioles all season long with MLB.com at bat for your iPhone, iPad, or Android. Get scores, stats, highlights, live audio, and more. Text at bat 31826 or visit Orioles.com for details. Switch hitter Zobrist will take a strike at the knees, and now all of a sudden the strikes are pouring in for Miguel Gonzalez. He lost that strike zone a bit earlier. The base hits for Tampa Bay in the 5th inning on the ground and seeing eye singles, but they scored twice at the time to tie. Here's Zobrist hitting one high and deep, but he pulls it foul. Well, Zobrist going down that right field line with it. Out in front, it was a breaking ball up, and Zobrist wailed, and Zobrist finds himself 0-2, despite hitting that ball a long way. Zobrist homered in the first game of this 3-game set. The Gonzalez delivery to Zobrist. He does not chase a pitch well off the plate toward that third base side batter's box. A ball and 2 strikes to Ben, the right fielder today. And of course, he can play so many positions for Joe Madden. Infield positions, outfield positions. The 1-2 pitch. Zobrist will swing at it and foul it off to the left side. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Then Zobrist getting starts at second base, shortstop. In fact, he was the everyday shortstop toward the tail end of last season. Also in the outfield for the Rays. And he does a very creditable job at all of those positions. The 1-2 pitch to Ben. And Zobrist will swing, lose the bat, miss the ball, and a strikeout for Miguel Gonzalez. His 4th of the game, a 1-2-3 6th inning after the Orioles give him the 2-run lead in the top of the 6th. We go to the 7th inning here at Tropicana Field. The Orioles just a couple of innings away from heading home for opening day tomorrow. It's the Orioles 4, Tampa Bay 2 on the Orioles Radio Network. And the Orioles alive for a possible win here today as they lead at 4-2 in the 7th. Brian Roberts, the 9th place hitter, leading off. And the delivery to Roberts from Roberto Hernandez, throwing his 91st pitch of the game, high and away. Left-hander Cesar Ramos warming in the bullpen now for Tampa Bay. Roberts has hit the ball in the air twice. 0 for 2. Roberts hits a ground ball right back to the pitcher. And Hernandez fields and lob tosses to first base. One gone. 0 for 3 is Brian Roberts. And Miguel Gonzalez tonight, or this afternoon, has given up 4 hits, all coming in the 6th inning, when the Tampa Bay Rays tied the ball game. 4 singles in that inning. But then the Orioles grabbed the lead as they came up in the very top of the next inning, and they lead it 4-2. Nate McLouth looking for his first hit of the afternoon. Strike 1 from Roberto Hernandez. If you'd like to talk baseball with Miguel Gonzalez, jot this down. I'll give you the information coming up after the 0-1 delivery to Nate McLouth. McLouth went around too far, or did he? Yes, he did. Pitched down and in, and McLouth started the hands and couldn't stop. Joined fellow Orioles fans Saturday at the Westminster Town Mall for the WTTR Birds Are Back rally from 10 until noon. And delivery to McLeod, the ball in the dirt, bounces off the catcher all the way over toward the Oriole dugout on the left side, over here, third base side. Miguel Gonzalez will be there, the Oriole Bird, and our buddy, former Orioles catcher Chris Hoyles, as Operation Orange Team gets you ready for the 2013 campaign. Saturday from 10 in the morning until noon at the WTTR Birds Are Back rally, swinging a foul back. That's in Westminster at the Town Mall. For complete rally details, visit Orioles.com/Operation Orange. Of course, WTTR, owned by our friend Pat Sajak of Wheel of Fortune fame, and they're a member of our Orioles radio network in Westminster. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nate McLouth with 1 out in the top of the 7th. The Orioles lead at 4-2. The delivery to Nate, and he bounces a high chopper first base side, and it's a foul ball just to the right of the chalk. You can hear James Hoy yelling foul, the first base umpire, as both he and first baseman James Loney were backing away from the bouncing ball coming their way, and Hoy yelled foul. So that means McLouth will come back. 1-2 to Nate. McLouth last night getting the start in this number 1 hole, the leadoff spot for the Orioles, went 1 for 4, drove in a run in the 7th inning of last night's ball game. So far looking for another hit this afternoon. He's 0 for 3. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher, the Hernandez delivery, and McLouth lines it into right field. There's the base hit, goes toward the right field corner. McLouth, who can fly, headed to second base. Zobrist will pick it up, and McLouth will cruise into second base with a 2-bagger. A 1-out double for Nate, and for McLouth, his first extra base hit this young campaign. Manny will step in now. Machado has grounded out twice to his Tampa Bay counterpart, Evan Longoria, and also struck out. Ramos continues to warm in the bullpen for Tampa Bay, as 98 pitches have been thrown to the Orioles so far this afternoon by Roberto Hernandez. Now a visit to the mound by Jose Molina. The catcher has a chat with Roberto. And Molina will now go down and crouch down behind the plate. Tomorrow at the Yards, everyone is, requested to be in their seats if they want to see the entire pregame ceremonies tomorrow by about 2:30. It's a 3:05 first pitch. The Gold Gloves will be handed out tomorrow, 3 of them going to the Orioles. Yeah, here's the pitch. A strike at the knees to Manny. Of course, Adam Jones, Matt Wieters, and J.J. Hardy received that award for being the best defensively at their positions in the American League. That'll go before the ball game tomorrow. I'm sure the orange carpet will be rolled out, and the Orioles will come in to the cheers of the fans at the Yards. The 0-1 pitch. Strike 2 at the knees, and Manny does not like the call by Jim Reynolds. He backs away, holds that bat between his left arm and the body, and now will take a practice cut before stepping back to the batter's box. So he feels on 2 pitches that he thought might have been out of the strike zone, but called strikes by the home plate umpire. He's in the hole, 2 strikes. McLouth at second. The pitch to Manny is in the dirt, and smothering it at the plate was Jose Molina. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Manny Machado. Roberto Hernandez giving his manager the innings that he wanted. Hernandez now with 101 pitches in the ball game. Activity in the bullpen. The Oriole bullpen quiet. 91 pitches through 6 innings for Miguel Gonzalez. Well, I say quiet and see someone standing on the mound, but no catcher out there. And here's the pitch. Manny Machado pulls it foul on the ground, third base side. There's that Bill Castro up there with the towel across his shoulder, the Oriole bullpen coach, and Darren O'Day is standing on the top of the hill, but a baseball that he's juggling, basically, and no catcher to warm him up. So Hernandez will go 1-2 again to Manny. Machado, looking for his first RBI of this young campaign, had driven in just one run during the spring training games. And the pitch to Machado, late swing and a foul out of play off to the right side. Fastball at 92. Machado hangs in there. You got the left-handed bat of Markakis on deck and the lefty Ramos warming in the bullpen for Tampa Bay. Nate McLouth with his one-out double stands at second base. Plenty of speed out there on the base path. Close to the bag at second base is the second baseman Ryan Roberts. McLouth walks his lead, looks over his shoulder at Roberts. Now the Hernandez delivery and a check swing foul toward the first base side home dugout here at Tropicana Field. So an extended at bat for Manny Machado. Pitch count 104 for the big, strong right-hander Roberto Hernandez. 6'4", 230 pounds. Hernandez, 32 years of age. Spent some good years with the Cleveland Indians. He sets. The pitch to Manny, and Machado swings and misses. There's the off-speed stuff, the off-speed 85-mile-an-hour changeup, and Manny reaching over and making that very awkward, fooled swing against that off-speed delivery to strike out. 7 strikeouts this afternoon for Roberto Hernandez, and that will do it with the left-handed bat of Nick Markakis coming up. The lefty comes out of the bullpen, Cesar Ramos, and this pitching change with the Orioles leading 4-2 with 2 out and a runner at second in the 7th. Pitching change brought to you by Seasons Pizza. Well, thanks a lot, Joe. Young left-hander from Los Angeles out of Long Beach State, Cesar Ramos, will come on with a runner at second base in McLouth, and Nick Markakis, the left-handed bat, coming to the plate. We saw Ramos in the first game, had a strikeout in an inning of work. Ramos to Nick. Markakis against Roberto Hernandez this afternoon. 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. So the 28-year-old left-hander delivers, and Nick swings and fouls it back. Nick Markakis 1 for 3 in his career against Ramos. Of course, Nick handles left-handed pitching rather well. 1 strike to the Oriole right fielder. Markakis 2 for 12 to begin this campaign. Hernandez still responsible for McLouth at second base. 2 gone in the top of the 7th. 4-2 Orioles lead it. And the pitch to Markakis, and he pulls it foul. First base side behind first base coach Wayne Kirby. Came in on the hands with that one. So Nick finds himself down 0-2. But Nick Markakis, a very good 2-strike hitter, and the Orioles in this opening series have done a lot of damage with 2 strikes in at-bats. Markakis, a couple of them with 2 strikes to deliver base hits. Kind of a shift on the infield for the Tampa Bay Rays. The shortstop almost directly behind the bag at second base. And the pitch to Markakis, and Markakis will swing and foul it. May have gotten off that foot, as Nick will kind of limp away from the home plate area. He's wearing a shin guard on the right shin, just above his foot, and it came down, hit him on the instep of that right foot, avoiding the shin guard. So Markakis continues 2 strikes. Hernandez 6 2/3 innings, 7 strikeouts, couple of walks, 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned. Of course, as I mentioned, responsible for McLouth at second base. The guy doing the damage this afternoon, Chris Davis, a 2-run home run and a 2 RBI single. The 0-2 delivery to Nick, lefty to lefty, and Markakis will watch it down and away. A ball and 2 strikes. 7th inning, sponsored by Jiffy Lube. Stretch your budget with $7 off your next oil change. Visit Jiffy Lube MD on Facebook for a $7 coupon in the offers tab. Jiffy Lube, keep your ride alive. Markakis with a 1-2 count. McLouth from second base, 2 out. Left-handed pitcher, left-handed batter, and Nick will bounce it toward the second baseman. Charging is Ryan Roberts. He picks it up, throws to first. The Orioles will lead McLouth at second base. We move on to the bottom of the 7th at Tropicana Field. Orioles 4, Tampa Bay Rays 2 on the Orioles Radio network. Miguel Gonzalez comes to the hill, bottom of the 7th, to face Longoria, Shelley Duncan, and Yunel Escobar. He's thrown 91 pitches. All of the runs for Tampa Bay coming in the 5th inning on singles. It's a 4-2 Orioles lead. Chris Davis driving in all 4 Oriole runs. A 2-run home run in the 2nd, and an RBI single to drive in 2 in the 6th. And here's the pitch to Longoria. High pop foul and out of play. Well, Evan Longoria started that 5th inning with a base hit and later came in to score, as at the time the 2 runs tied the ball game for Tampa Bay.
6 hits, 4 runs, all earned.
Longoria, right-handed batter, and dangerous.
2 walks, 1 intentional.
And the Gonzalez delivery to the third baseman. Longoria fly ball, right field. Nick Markakis will move toward his left. The right fielder reaches up, and Longoria is the initial out here in the bottom of the 7th. And Shelley Duncan will come up last night. Duncan, a 3-run blast in last night's Tampa Bay win. He is 0 for 2 today. A strikeout, swinging, and a pop-up. Darren O'Day warming in the Oriole bullpen as we play in the bottom of the 7th. Miguel Gonzalez looking to start off his season with a victory as a 2-run lead, bottom of the 7th. And here's the pitch. And Duncan lines it. A diving try by the third baseman, but Machado can't come up with it, so Duncan has a solid single to left field. That's the 5th hit of the afternoon for Tampa Bay. They have a 1-out base runner. And Yunel Escobar, who's singled. Back in the 5th, will come up. And here comes Buck jogging out toward the mound. We mentioned Darren O'Day warming in the Oriole bullpen. And it looks like Yunel Escobar is going to be the first Ray in this ball game to face Darren O'Day. So Miguel leaves the mound. 6 1/3. He's responsible for the runner at first base, giving up 2 runs on 5 hits. He did not allow a Tampa Bay hit until that leadoff single by Longoria in the 5th inning. And in that inning, Tampa Bay scored twice, gets his congratulations from his teammates. O'Day in.
Is not a fastball, a burner kind of a pitcher, but he topped out about 92 miles an hour. Today's fastest pitch brought to you by Xfinity Internet. It is the fastest in-home Wi-Fi for all rooms, all devices, all the time. Speaking of fast, let's get back to Fred Manfred.
Oh, thank you very much, Joe.
I think I meant that, too.
Well, losing all the weight makes me a little faster. O'Day, we saw him in the opening game of the season.
Quit bragging.
He went an inning and 2/3, giving up a hit and a run. And the first pitch, there's that delivery that just, well, it baffles the hitters. It comes in. That one was 79 miles an hour, and the slider just continues its slide. Looks like it may be tight to the hitter, and it just slides right over the dish for strike 1. Escobar has walked and singled and scored a run in this ball game. Right-handed batting shortstop. Darren delivers, and Escobar again will watch that slider with a little bit more velocity this time. Get in there for a strike 2. And this is usually when we see Darren O'Day come in with that fastball that kind of rises to the batter, and they start swinging, and he gets a strikeout. We'll see what he decides to throw here to Escobar, who's watched 2 sliders for strikes to fall behind 0-2. And the pitch. And Escobar will watch this one go way outside and high, and that was the fastball, but it was not in the place that really that O'Day wanted it, and probably wanted it a little bit closer to the plate, maybe not over the plate, but wanted to make it tempting, and it was not for Escobar.
You know, we saw Monday on opening day when O'Day pitched to Jose Molina, a truly rather comical at bat.
Oh, it was.
Molina had no idea.
3 pitches, and he was gone. Here's a little soft line drive, a little leap in the air by the shortstop, J.J. Hardy, to make the grab. Well, it was hit softly. J.J. to his right and got up into the air. You wouldn't say he skied, but he did get off the ground a bit to make the catch. Second out. James Loney, left-handed batter, will come up. O'Day, he is tough on righties and lefties in his career. Right-handed batters hit against him .211, and lefty batters hit just .236. So When O'Day is healthy, as we saw last year, he's a tremendous contributor out of the bullpen. Won 7 games last season out of the bullpen for the Birds. Darren ready to deal. The pitch to Loney in there for a strike. Of course, Darren O'Day with the Angels in his career, the Mets, the Texas Rangers in his career. James Loney, left-handed batting first baseman, has walked and check that. He has hit a comebacker and he has singled in a run this afternoon, and now takes a ball outside, 1-1. Darren O'Day, a Floridian from Jacksonville, went to the University of Florida. 30 years of age now. He's got decent size, 6'4", 220, but not a hard thrower. James Loney awaits the pitch. O'Day sets. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Runner at first base. And the pitch. Loney will take it low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Loney was the first batter that Darren O'Day faced on opening day, and that was his spot that was to come up, but Shelley Duncan came up, and O'Day retired him. 2-1 to Loney. And here's the pitch. Loney hits a ground ball foul between the coach's box and first base coach George Hendrick to the bullpen area of the Tampa Bay Rays. All even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hope you're making plans now to be at the Yards this weekend. Opening day tomorrow, 3:05, 7:05 Saturday night for the opening night in Baltimore for 2013, and then 1:35 on Sunday before the Orioles head off on the road again to Boston and New York. 2-2 pitch. O'Day's delivery to Loney. He goes the opposite way. A diving catch by the third baseman, Manny Machado, to save a base hit. The Orioles had a semi-shift on with Machado angling toward the shortstop's position. Machado had a dive toward his right. He went across the body in midair and snared that ball before it went out into left field. What a play by the young third baseman who, time and time again, you watch him and you say, wow. Final out of the inning, a runner left by Tampa Bay. We go to the 8th inning here at Tropicana Field. It's the Orioles 4, the Rays 2 on the Orioles Radio Network. We go to inning number 8. The Orioles still up by 2 runs as we go to the 8th inning here at the Trop. Once again, Joe Angel.
All right, big boy, thank you. Here comes Mr. Jones. I got just one question.
Yes, sir.
Did Machado really catch that ball?
Oh, he did.
Or he just put me on?
No, he did.
Oh, my goodness. What a play. Here's Mr. Jones. He takes a little breaking ball, just a little bit low for ball 1. Left-hander Cesar Ramos out there pitching. And on deck is Chris Davis, and of course that is a must-hear at bat. So don't you dare go away. And now the 1-0 to Mr. Jones. Little bouncing ball to short. There's Escobar. He'll scoop it up, then guns across. Jones is retired for the first time this afternoon. Adam had recorded 3 hits until that ground ball to short. He had singled 3 times. He had scored twice. And back in the 4th inning, he also came up with a stolen base. So Adam Jones off to a sizzling start. And speaking of sizzling, here is the aforementioned Chris Davis in what is now, these days, a must-hear at bat on the radio. Don't go away. Ramos delivers. Davis takes a little breaking ball just off the top of the dirt. Ball 1.
Is there an adjective you can use to describe how hot he is at this moment, if you've used sizzling for Adam?
Caliente.
Oh, yeah.
Infierno. Ouch. Don't touch him.
That's what the pitchers are saying.
Don't touch him. Leave that bat alone. Here comes the 1-0 delivery. Davis takes another breaking ball. Low and outside, ball 2. So Davis against Ramos has seen a couple of breaking balls, neither even close to being a strike. With the count 2-0. Chris Davis in the series has had 7 hits, 6 for extra bases. He's had 3 home runs and 3 doubles. He's homered in every game. And there's a call strike for the count 2-1. Right now, Chris Davis is on his way to becoming Player of the Week in the American League for the first week. And now the 2-1 delivery. Davis Well, they got jammed, and this ball is fisted foul towards Bobby Dickerson in the coaching box at third.
Boy, Michael Morris of the Seattle Mariners, the ex-national, also red hot. He hit his 4th home run today. So these two guys are having quite a battle early this season. Nice storyline to begin this 2013 campaign.
Chris Davis got 11 RBIs. How many does Morris have?
Good question.
It's all about run production. Yeah, that kid's off to a good start, though. Michael Morse. Davis digs in. The count 2-2. Here comes the pitch. Fouled away just off the end of the bat. Right now to Chris Davis, that baseball looks like a balloon or maybe a beach ball. And I'm sure that to Chris Davis right now, that ball seems like it's coming up there in slow motion.
Morse only has 6 runs knocked in.
There you go. Chris Davis last year took him 21 games to pick up 11 RBIs. This season, he did it in about 2.5 games. The count 2-2. And here it comes. A little broken back ground ball back to the pitcher. Ramos has it. And then the underhand toss to get Davis. And the fans are going crazy at Tropicana Field. They're giving Ramos a standing ovation. Ramos immediately going into the Tampa Bay Hall of Fame.
And these fans were getting tired of Chris doing damage.
Man alive. And I think he broke his bat.
Uh-oh. What if that's the bat he's been using since the start of the season? That sometimes can throw you off a bit when you lose your favorite bat.
Hey, with Chris Davis, the man makes the bat.
That's true.
There you go. And now with 2 outs and bases empty, here's Matt Wieters out there to hit right-handed. The right-hander, Joel Peralta, is warming up in the Tampa Bay bullpen. Now, Wieters in this game is 0 for 2 with an intentional walk and a strikeout. Orioles ahead at 4-2, top of the 8th inning. 2 down, bases empty at the Trop. So left-hander against right-hander. And here comes the pitch on the way to Matthew. Lined gently, a looping single into right field. Zobrist plays that ball on a couple of bounces, gets it back into second base. So Matt Wieters gets aboard, a base hit, opposite field, off the end of the bat. And now J.J. Hardy will get a 2-out chance here to extend the inning. That's been a great season so far. I mean, this is only game 3 in the regular season. And already we've seen a bunch of neat stuff. Man alive. Opening day, Bryce Harper hit 2 home runs on his first 2 at-bats this year, as Hardy takes a knee-high strike. In that same game, Steven Strasburg of the Nationals went 7 scoreless and made the game look easy. We saw Yu Darvish already come within 1 out of throwing a perfect game against the Houston Astros. We've seen Chris Davis now homer in every game so far this year. Fly ball. Speaking of home runs, right back in left, right back there, going, pipe it bye-bye. J.J. Hardy. He gets a hold of one. It's a 2-run home run. And here in the 8th inning, it is 6-2 Baltimore. It must be contagious. See, you talk about Chris Davis, and somebody else hits a home run.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Wow.
JJ's second hit this young campaign, and you knew it when it hit the bat.
Yeah, speaking of home runs. And now here's a pinch hitter. This will be Nolan Reimold up there to hit for Ryan Flaherty. So 2 outs and no one on. It's amazing. Here comes a pitch. And Reimold, he takes low and outside for a ball. Nolan in the ball game yesterday as the designated hitter, 0 for 2, but a couple of big walks and a couple of runs scored late in that ball game yesterday. And, of course, on opening day, he was out there in left field. There's a big swing and a miss. Looked like a changeup there. In that first game, a couple of hits for Nolan Reimold, so he's off to a good start. Brian Mattis, the left-hander, now in the Oriole pen and getting loose. And now the next offering on the way to Reimold. Another changeup, another swing and a miss. Looked like the same pitch, and he got the same result. The right-hander Jamie Wright is now warming up in the Tampa Bay bullpen as well. Reimold waits on a 1-2 pitch. And Ramos delivers it. Ramos had ideas, and he lays off, and he takes outside. The count 2 balls and 2 strikes. And we saw the Marlins today finally score a run against the Nationals. They had been shut out the first 2 games in the regular season. Here comes a 2-2 delivery to Ramos. Swing and a miss. Struck him out, inning over. However, J.J. Hardy, he gets a hold of a 2-run home run to make it a lot more comfortable as we go to work in the bottom of the 8th inning. It is now 6-2 Baltimore on the Orioles Radio Network. All right, hello again, baseball fans. Joe Angel with Fred Manfra and mighty Casey Willett on this Thursday evening. After the game, we're coming home. Tomorrow, opening day at Camden Yards, a 3:05 start. Minnesota Twins in town. And by the way, plenty of tickets available for the game on Saturday. That's a night game on Saturday. And then the finale on Sunday. And then the Orioles hit the road right away. Before we get started here in the bottom of the 8th inning, Darren O'Day was out there getting loose. He was ready to go, but then Buck Showalter came out as Sam Fuld was announced as a pinch hitter for Tampa Bay. So Buck comes out. He's going to bring in left-hander Brian Mattis. So a pitching change in the bottom of the 8th inning before a hitter ever comes up to hit. Back with more play-by-play right after this.
If you're an investor looking for a financial advisor.
Davis, another monster day. 4 runs knocked in, and the Orioles 6. The Orioles lead at 6-2 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Brian Mattis on. KTBS Payroll, Kelly & Associates Insurance Group will donate $1,000 to the R. Adams Cali Shock Trauma Center every time an Oriole pitcher records a save this season. That'll go a long way to help save more lives in our community. Well, as Mattis faces Fuld here in the bottom of the 8th, we turn it back to Joe Angel.
All right, Fred, thank you. Sam Fuld, lefty here. Fuld up there to hit for Jose Molina. Brian Mattis, he delivers. And in there at the knees, that's a called strike. So now the only Orioles who have yet to play in a ballgame so far this year would be J.T. McFarland, or J.P. McFarland, and Alexi Casilla. He has not played. Little ground ball to second base. There's Brian Roberts. Easy toss to get the out, 1 down.
And you wonder if Buck will give Casilla a start with the Minnesota Twins in town this weekend, his old ball club.
Well, he said the other day that it was his job, and shame on him if he didn't get everyone into a ball game in the first week. What did I say, JP? Mm-hmm. I said JP. Who is JP McFarland? I know who TJ McFarland is, but I don't know who JT is or JP McFarland. There's a swing and a foul ball off to the right.
He's probably an author that you've been reading.
It's a TJ McFarland. Thank you, Casey. TJ McFarland. I'll never make that mistake again. That okay with you, Sam? Here comes the next offering. A little ground ball to short. JJ's out there a little bit to his right. Hardy on to first. And he gets Roberts by about 3 steps, out number 2. And now the top of the order comes up in Desmond Jennings. Orioles ahead 6-2. They've out hit the Rays in this game 8-5. There have been no errors committed in this game thus far.
Just looking on the internet to see who J.P. McFarland is. Lots of people on Twitter and on Facebook, but I don't know who he is.
Why would you bring up J.P. McFarland?
I don't know.
It's T.J. McFarland, for crying out loud.
Thanks for correcting me,
Okay,
Joe.
Here's Jennings. Fastball at the knees, and that's a called strike. Well, I haven't seen T.J. in a game all year, so yeah, it's understandable.
Yep.
T.J., the Rule 5 guy.
Young-looking left-handed.
Yep. Still left-handed. Little pop-up here. Near first base, Chris Davis. Superman is there, just inside the foul line to make the catch. And for Brian Mattis, it's an easy, does it, 1, 2, 3. End of 8, 6-2, Baltimore, as we head to the 9th inning on the Orioles Radio Network. All right, here we go, 9th inning. And Joe Madden, the Rays manager, has gone to the bullpen. And he brings in veteran right-hander Jamie Wright. He'll go to work now. Jose Lobaton is now the Rays catcher. So Tampa Bay with Lobaton behind the plate. Longoria, Escobar, Roberts, and Loney third to first. Joyce in left, Jennings in center, Zobrist in right, and the right-hander Jamie Wright now doing the pitching. Brian Roberts will get things started for the Orioles in the ninth inning. Roberts and then McLeod and then Manny Machado. Orioles ahead 6-2. Nice to have you aboard. Coming home after this one. Roberts takes a high fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. Brian has gone hitless this afternoon. He's 0 for 3. He has had 2 hits in each of the first 2 games. Brian Roberts, for the first time in his career, has begun the season with back-to-back multiple hit games. And he takes ball 2, 2-0. Now we saw Jamie Wright on opening day. There comes the 2-0 delivery, and Roberts will take a call strike. In that game, Jamie Wright came on in the 7th inning. It went 1 1/3, scoreless, giving up 2 hits. Jamie Wright, 2-1 to Brian Roberts. And the pitch. Swing and the ball lifted foul behind third base. Racing over is Joyce, so is Longoria near the bullpen, but neither can get to it. It lands right in the middle of that bullpen, which is the Oriole bullpen here at Tropicana Field. So it's just a strike, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. On the SK scoreboard, later Boston is at New York at Yankee Stadium as they attempt to close out a 3-game series. The Red Sox have a chance to start 3-0 by sweeping that Yankee ball club in New York. Last time the Red Sox began a season of 3-0, you got to go back to 1999. That year they began 5-0. And there's a line drive, and Roberts got himself a base hit. Line drive to left. Joyce lobs it back into second base. Now, Brian Roberts has begun his season on a 3-game hitting trend here.
Brian with 5 hits to start this campaign. 5 for 12. Lots of Orioles hitting nicely.
His first time up today, Brian Roberts sent Ben Zobrist to the back of the warning track in right center to catch his fly ball. Now here's Nate McLeod, man aboard with nobody out. And we'll see what Nate is up to here. Jamie Wright delivers. McLeod did not indicate bunt, but he takes maybe a breaking ball inside, ball 1. Maybe a cut fastball. Nate, a double in this game. He's gone 1 for 4. And now the 1-0 delivery. McLeod takes low and outside, ball 2, 2-0. We talked about Chris Davis, who is off to just a sensational start. Has knocked in 11 runs in less than 3 games so far this year. Runner going, pitch outside, throw to second base, bounces in too late, no tag. Brian Roberts, a stolen base. And Brian, I think, injured himself. He's got a right leg injury. Richie coming out. I'm sure Buck will be coming out. Brian Roberts, as he slid into second base, he comes up lame.
Now he did that headlong dive to the bag at second base and is, clutching around the right leg. And, boy.
Don't need to see this.
No.
Brian Roberts, his first steal this season. And Buck Showalter taking it why? Roberts is a lot of pain, and Richie Bancells and Wayne Kirby are carrying Brian Roberts off the field.
Well, he has that right leg lifted off the ground.
Oh, man.
And, boy, you just, oh, my goodness. And I guess we talked about Alexi Casilla, and we're going to see him go in to stand at second base in place of Brian. And let's hope the news is not awful news about Brian Roberts right now.
And, of course, now you can't stop playing the game.
No.
You have to play the game the way you like to play it. You're lead by 4 runs in the top of the 9th inning. So you could say that stolen base was unnecessary. You could say that. But, again, you have to keep playing the game.
He got a huge jump on Jamie Wright. And as we watch the replay, looked like Brian went sliding past the bag and immediately went down on both knees once he was able to kind of right himself a little bit. Can't see where any injury could have occurred.
You know, I think it happened before he got to the bag. I think it happened just prior to Brian Roberts getting down for a head-first slide.
Yeah.
So now Nate McLeod up there with the runner at second base and takes a strike. And the count 3-1. Alexi Casilla, the pinch runner, out there at second base. And the pitch on the way to McLeod is taken for a call strike. And the count 3-2 now. And Brian Roberts, they got off to a great start. And now it is obvious that he is, and just guessing, fairly severely injured. Had to be carried off the field.
As soon as he righted himself at second base.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch to McLeod, and he'll take a walk, ball 4.
He immediately clutched, put both hands directly over the knee, the right knee.
Again, a couple of replays, and it looked as though Brian Roberts, just before he went into a head-first slide, it looked as though his leg gave out just a little bit. Just judging by what we saw in the replay. And again, we'll have to wait to get the official word, but I think you're right, Fred. Once that slid began, I saw nothing that would have caused the injury.
Yeah.
So now here's Manny Machado. Well, that puts a damper on things.
Mm-hmm.
Orioles on the verge of getting back in the win column here this afternoon, but now the Roberts injury. And Machado takes a knee-high strike.
I know Brian was so looking forward to being in uniform on opening day back at Oriole Park at Camden Yards.
Oh, he was having a good time playing the game again.
Oh.
Getting hits, getting on base, stolen base here. Yeah, now the 0-1 to Manny Machado. There's a low chopper hit towards short. It is caught by the shortstop. A little line drive in the infield, caught by Escobar to get the out. Runners holding, and now Markakis to hit with one out.
And obviously, as soon as we hear word from the Oriole clubhouse and Richie Bancells, we will pass that along.
Roberts, who in the ball game last night, a big double in the ninth inning to tie the ball game, and had 2 hits in that game. Had 2 hits and a run scored on opening day. In this game, a single and the stolen base, and then the injury on that steal. Now here's Nick Markakis. Nick, this afternoon is 0 for 3, a walk and a run scored. Orioles ahead, 6-2, ninth inning. There go the runners. It's a strike. Go to third. No, the ball juggled at third base. Longoria made the tag. Casilla was going to be called out, but then the umpire stayed with it. Noticed that Longoria had juggled the ball just a little bit as he made the tag, so the call is safe. It'll be a double steal for the Orioles.
You got to give Bob Davidson a lot of credit. Davidson waiting, and a good call by Davidson, because as the slide, that headlong dive to the bag by Casilla, the ball bounced up, and Longoria snatched it with the bare hand rather than having it go into the glove for the tag.
So now here's Nick Markakis, and the Rays are going to bring the infield in. Right-hander Jamie Wright. He'll look at third base. He delivers to Markakis. Fastball just missing inside. Ball 1. So again, Longoria, Escobar, Roberts, and Loney, third to first, all in toward the edge of the infield grass. So Casilla, his first steal. Nate McLeod also credited with a stolen base, his first. Nick Markakis, 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch on the way. Outside, ball 2, 2-1. They're giving Markakis big gap in right center. And they're also giving Nick a huge area in the right field corner. Ben Zobrist, well over toward the gap in right center. So in the outfield, they play Markakis to swing late. Infield all the way in. 2-1 the count. And here comes the pitch. And there's a strike. At the knees, caught the outside corner. Little breaking ball there, a curveball at about 76. And Markakis just kept on watching it. It caught the outside edge. On deck is Mr. Jones, but right now there's just 1 out. Jamie Wright, standing tall, looks in. Markakis waits. From the belt. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. There's a shot, 1 hopper knocked on by Loney. He'll retrieve it, and then the toss to the pitcher. They get Markakis at first base. And the runners cannot advance. Good play there by James Loney. On a 1 hopper, he knocked it down, retrieved it. And even though Jamie Wright might have been a little bit late to get to the bag at first base, they do get the out. Markakis out by maybe a couple of feet.
And ball hit very hard by Nick, and with Loney in tight toward the grass, that was a tough ball to handle, and he, as you said, just knocked it down, but was able to complete the play.
So now with runners on second and third and 2 outs, we'll take one more look at Mr. Jones. Orioles ahead 6-2. Well, if Adam Jones is ever going to get a pitch to hit, it's going to be right here.
Yeah.
In this stage, in the 9th inning with 2 runners in scoring position and 2 outs, and Chris Davis, the smoking Chris Davis, waiting to hit next. Here comes the pitch to Mr. Jones. Swing and a miss. He got the breaking ball, and Adam Jones took a wavy swing at it and goes right through it. Strike 1.
Yeah, you take your chances with Adam, even though he's already collected 7 hits this season.
Got 3 today. Gone 3 for 4. Has scored twice. Has had a steal. Yeah, he's hot. But there's hot, and then there's Chris Davis. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Low and outside. Another hard-breaking ball that time. Maybe a cut fastball. 1-1 to Adam Jones. Infield backed up with 2 outs. And Jones is just now getting back in the box. Casilla is at third. McLouth is at second base with 2 outs. 1-1 to Adam Jones. And the pitch. Outside, another cut fastball. So now 2-1 to Jones. And as we mentioned, Chris Davis right now lurking in the on-deck circle.
And there's nothing doing in the bullpen for the Tampa Bay Rays.
The other way Davis going, he might hit a home run from the on-deck circle. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball fouled away by Adam toward the second deck off to the right. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Adam Jones. Mentioned the Red Sox at Yankee Stadium tonight. In that game, Ryan Dempster is going to make his Boston debut. And he goes against the aging veteran left-hander Andy Pettitte, who's now 40 years of age. Andy Pettitte.
He's going to have to be their stopper in that rotation.
Amazing. He's in his 15th year with the Yankees. Wow. 2-2 the count. And the pitch on the way to Jones. Lifted in the air toward right, shallow, should be caught. Coming on Zobrist. He'll catch it. Side retired. So they leave 2. So the Orioles come up empty, and they may have lost Brian Roberts. For how long, we don't know, but it did not look good. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning with the Orioles ahead 6-2 on the Orioles Radio Network. All right, here we go. Joe Angel and Fred Manfra back at Tropicana Field, and we're going now to the bottom of the 9th inning. Brian Mattis continues to pitch. This is not a safe situation, so no need to think about Jim Johnson, not right now. Brian Mattis came on in the bottom of the 8th inning and quickly retired the Rays 1-2-3 on a couple of ground ball outs and a pop-up. So here we go. Here is Sean Rodriguez to lead off for Tampa Bay, bottom 9. He will hit for Matt Joyce. Brian Mattis to the plate. Fastball in there at the knees. That's a call strike. And now Mattis' next offering is just a little bit inside for a ball. 1-2 pitch is fouled away off to the right.
Yeah, the ground
breaking ball hits the batter. Sean Rodriguez got hit by a pitch. And that's how things get started in the bottom of the 9th inning. And now we'll check in with Ben Zobrist. Oh, yeah. All right, here's Ben Zobrist now. Orioles ahead 6-2. Ben Zobrist, a switch hitter, they hit right-handed. He takes low and outside, ball 1. Line drive, he pulled it foul. That's at third base. So it's 1-1 now to Ben Zobrist. Zobrist 0 for 3. We're going to pause here 10 seconds. Station identification on the Orioles radio network. And Jim Johnson has begun to warm up along with T.J. McFarland. Lefty. There's a base hit to right field. On his way to second base, Sean Rodriguez going to stop right there as Markakis gets it back into the middle of the infield. So here we go, 9th inning, a hit batsman, and now the single. And now the Rays, they've got their big boys coming up to hit now with nobody out. It'll bring up Evan Longoria. And indeed, T.J. McFarland is warming up along with right-hander Jim Johnson, the Orioles closer. So now it does become a save situation. Buck is coming out because now the Rays have the would-be tying run in the on-deck circle, and Buck is going to bring in the closer, Jim Johnson. I'm sure Buck was hoping not to have to use Johnson in this game, but remember, Johnson did pitch on opening day, and he also warmed up for the ball game yesterday, though he didn't get in.
Yeah, and it was an easy first inning of work today for Brian Mattis, but that hit batsman, the pinch hitter, got hit by a pitch and then the base hit. So now we're going to see J.J.
So we have a pitching change. With the Orioles ahead 6-2. Back with more play. 6-2. Back with more play by.
Let's get back to Joey.
Well, I said in the first game on opening day, Johnson faced Longoria, who singled against Johnson in the bottom of the ninth inning. Eventually, he struck out Roberts, and then he got Escobar to ground into a double play, and that's how opening day ended here at Tropicana Field. So here's Johnson, goes after Longoria again. At first pitch is driven to deep left center. High and deep. McClough backing up. Way back on the warning track. Jones is there. He's going to jump up, and he cannot make the play. The ball bounces off the wall. Here's Rodriguez coming in to score. Ben Zobrist is going to be held up at third base. Longoria with a double to pick up an RBI to make it 6-3. And now the Rays have the tying run coming up to hit, and with nobody out.
Now the Tampa Bay runners held up to see whether Adam Jones was going to make a miraculous catch jumping high into the air out there. That's why only one run came in. And still nobody down but two in scoring position for Tampa Bay.
So Longoria wasted no time.
Now the umpires are visiting with Joe Madden.
Well, maybe Joe's claiming that the ball left the ballpark.
Now let's see. Longoria is headed back to first base with his batting helmet in hand.
I was trying to watch the field as that ball, Adam Jones went jumping straight up, and it looked as though Adam came real close to catching that ball. We've yet to see a replay.
I wonder if they're going to claim that he did hold on to it long enough before the ball came bounding away because Longoria is leaving the field.
I don't think that's the case.
Oh, they passed the base runner.
I think that's. I was going to say. I was trying to keep an eye on the base runners to see whether or not they passed each other, but it's tough to do when you're trying to follow the ball. The ball clearly hit off the wall in left center. Longoria has left the field, so it could be that he's been called out.
Yep. And Zobrist is at third base, but a run has scored, and Joe Madden continues his pleading with two umpires. The first and second base umpire, James Hoy, and the crew chief, John Hirschbeck.
So Joe Madden is pleading his case. Now, if that is the case, if Longoria, and he's watching the ball all the way, getting a look at the replay, an isolated camera on Longoria, and on the replay, he never passed anybody.
Nope.
He not even close.
Nope.
So I think the umpires made a bad call, if that's the call they made. And again, Longoria right now is in the Tampa Bay dugout, and if that is the call, unless they change it, I think Longoria would then be credited with just a single, although he would get the RBI.
Looked like Longoria, at least from the angle we see on the replay, several feet behind Zobrist, as Zobrist had made the turn at second base and Longoria got to the bag.
Well, for the Rays, that's a huge call. They're getting a different angle. The base runner ahead of him, Ben Zobrist, was taking a direct angle toward the bag at second base. Longoria was taking a very wide angle, very much on the right field side of second base. But again, on the replay that we see, we do not believe that Longoria ever passed anybody on the base paths. Now, it was close, but it just did not look like that's what happened. I will say this, Longoria, it wasn't until the last instant that he realized that there was a teammate right in front of him.
Yeah, because he was watching the ball.
Yep. So apparently the call is going to stand. And now the Rays, with one out, have a base runner at third base on a run in. And the Orioles ahead 6-3. And no longer is the tying run coming up to hit. The tying run is now on deck. And the umpires being booed here at Tropicana Field. And again, we saw a couple of replays, and it did not look as though Longoria passed a teammate on the bases.
Well, now Madden's going to plead his case to Jim Reynolds, the home plate umpire.
And that's not a play that you can watch a videotape and review.
Right.
And that is not allowed.
Maybe one day in baseball it might be, but not now.
Yeah. So now Shelley Duncan to hit. And that's a huge difference because even if Duncan hits a home run here, and he does have real good power, he's certainly capable. We saw that last night. We just make it a one-run game. So the Orioles ahead 6-3. Although on the scoreboard they have it 6-2. Now they make it 6-3.
Yeah.
Now they correct it. I mean, the run did score. Sean Rodriguez did score on the hit by Longoria. And now Duncan swings and he taps it foul behind the catcher. Strike one. Duncan in this game is 1 for 3. Last night he had a 3-run home run. So again, as I stated, Longoria does get a single because he never got to the bag at second base. He allegedly passed a teammate on the base paths on his way to second base.
And Chris Davis, the first baseman, gets the putout.
And now the pitch to Duncan is low and inside, and the count even up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, Longoria did not stay out a very long time in heated discussion with the umpiring crew. He had some words, but nothing very heated about it. And then Joe Madden was making the plea.
And now the 1-1 delivery. There's a pop-up here into shallow center. Out goes Castillo, the second baseman. He's going to make the catch, and there'll be no advance. Ben Zobrist remains out there on the bag at third base. So that's out number 2. And now Escobar will try to extend the game.
Now, as you keep watching replays of what went on, it may have been that they felt that Longoria passed Zobrist about midway between the bag at first and second base, as the two base runners were going almost in tandem for a bit. We mentioned that the base runners had to hold up to see whether Adam would be able to make that high-flying catch. So,
yeah, now here's Escobar. Seeing another replay of Longoria after he rounded the bag at first base. And from that angle, it looked as though they were dead even.
Right.
If it were to be a race. So it's very tough. This is a breaking ball. Look out. Get down. Breaking ball up and in. And Escobar had to get down in a hurry to avoid getting hit by that breaking ball. A real slow breaking ball at about 79. And if the ball had hit Escobar, it would not have done very much damage. But he had to get down regardless. 1 ball and no strikes. Escobar has been on base twice. He's had a walk and a single, and now chops it foul outside third base. And if you're Escobar, his job right now, his only job is to get on base. Then the Rays would have a chance. And James Loney, a left-hander with good power, is coming up to hit next. So if Escobar does get on base, Loney would represent the would-be tying run. 1-1 to Yunel Escobar. Orioles ahead 6-3, bottom 9. Here comes the pitch. Escobar takes low and outside. So now 2-1 the count. Well, it's been an amazing series. Orioles won the opener. Then game 2, they had a 4-0 lead. Let that thing get away. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Low and outside, ball 3. 3-1 the count. And now in game 3 of this 3-game series to get the season started, a very unusual development. The batter called out for passing a teammate on the base paths. You don't see that too often. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Escobar bounces it wide of third base, a foul ball. So now 3-2. Also had the Brian Roberts injury. Yeah. By the way, we've had no word as to the extent of Roberts' injury.
And in the post-game show, if we hear it, we will, of course, give you that information.
So 3-2 to Yunel Escobar. Jim Johnson trying to end it right here at the belt. And delivers Escobar. He takes a walk. And the Rays got exactly what they needed. Escobar does his job. And now James Loney will come up to hit with runners on first and third in what at the moment is a 3-run game. And Loney represents the tying run.
First baseman, number 21, James Loney.
So if you're Escobar, mission accomplished. That's a pretty good at-bat against a very nasty right-hander in Jim Johnson. And Loney in this game is 1 for 3. His single back in the 5th knocked in a run. Right-hander against left-hander. Johnson is at the belt. He'll check the runners and now quickly delivers. And he misses low for ball 1. Orioles ahead 6-3. Loney. One-time Dodger. Now at the age of 28 and trying to restart his career. 1 ball, no strikes. Johnson to the plate. Popped up. Third base side. Should be caught. Machado is there. Says he's got it on the edge of the outfield turf. Machado makes the catch. And that's the ball game. Game 3 in the regular season for the Orioles in the win column. They beat the Rays, and they begin the season by taking 2 out of 3, and now we're coming home.
Now 4 more runs knocked in today for Chris Davis. You want to see him tomorrow and this weekend at Camden Yards against the Minnesota Twins. 3:05 first pitch for opening day tomorrow.
Had him all the way. There was never any doubt. So for the second time this season, the Orioles, they congratulate each other. Johnson picks up his 2nd save in the series. Chris Davis hit another bomb, but Brian Roberts got hurt. Kind of put a damper on things. Back with the lovely totals right after this. Angel back at Tropicana Field. Now about those lovely totals here. Orioles, yeah, back in the win column. They get 6 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. They stranded 7. Tampa Bay with 3 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. They stranded 4. Miguel Gonzalez, the winner. He is 1-0. Roberto Hernandez, the loser. He is now 0-1. Jim Johnson picks up his 2nd save in the 3-game series. Time of the game was 3 hours and 2 minutes. And the attendance here, 17,491. Chris Davis with a 2-run home run early in this game. Davis has homered in every game so far this season. He's got 3 now. And for Chris Davis, a 4 RBI game at a total of 11 now. And, of course, J.J. Hardy with a big 2-run home run to make things a lot more comfortable. His 2-run home run came in the top of the 8th inning. And eventually in the bottom of the 9th, the Rays did have the tying run up in the batter's box. And that's when Johnson ended it as he got Loney to pop out to end the ball game. And the Orioles won it by a score of 6-3. So this is Joe Angel for Fred Manfra and mighty Casey Willett saying thank you so much. Stay tuned. The Clubhouse Show follows immediately on the Orioles Radio Network.